here. All right, we are live at the time.
I could either be able to do
and rise.
Just waiting on Justin.
Great roll to flame blade using my advantage, or have to spend 2 movement points and use a dash to get out of melee range to be able to have an advantage diamond roll.
I thought the whole point was to try to divine. What's it called?
The
Not
favorite
necrotic
icons.
damage, but yeah,
Radiant.
radiant.
Yeah.
I thought that was the whole point.
It is.
Do you have something else that goes for anything?
The sun's sword.
All right, so while we wait for Justin to get back to his computer, just a quick recap. So you all finished off Mr. Blix. You met and watched Talos depart this world, a little chastised by a few other gods. You then took the opportunity while time was still stopped to prepare yourselves to attack Leilon and Ebondeath. Got yourselves into position. You booped the snoop of Lahama Runtos. They're exiting Ebondeath from her body. And then all chaos ensued. The ruined stone released its hold on time. There was a large shock wave. Everything lurched back into motion with skeletons and orcs and all other type of madness. Lahama Runtos, having really gained consciousness for the first time in a long time, had no idea what was happening, and chose to leave the situation, leaving you all with a couple of necromancers to kill, a giant skeleton, and Ularin, who died without ever getting a turn to do anything. At which point,
that's how we roll.
Yeah, that's right. And so at that point, Ebondeath, having been released by the stone, knew immediately what had happened to him, figured out exactly where that shockwave had come from, and slipped into the ethereal plane and headed directly for the tower. The folk band, seeing their good buddy Garg surrounded by undead, decided to stay and mop up the larger bad guys, the necromancers and the giant skeleton. Took them out fairly quickly, and then everyone raced for the tower. Upon getting close to the tower, you all witnessed Ebondeath return to the material plane, have a conversation with Claudia Mater. Maybe heard a utterance from Claw that really seemed to upset Ebondeath, at which point the folk band arrived, assaulted Ebondeath, and watched as he slipped again into the ethereal plane. Having remembered being told of a door to the ethereal plane, Nyx was first to act and make their way to the top of the tower, found the door, opened the door, and ran inside to find Ebondeath engaged by the 3 swords of Leilon, Augusta, Ogre, and Aubrey. The rest of the team followed suit, headed into the door, and Ebondeath, being really upset about being hounded and slashed multiple times, looked down at Nyx and commanded them to die. At which point they collapsed to the floor. Having heard the power word kill, Ma'am then rushed up the stairs, found their friend lying lifeless on the ground, took a swing at the dragon in a fit of rage and missed, went over the edge, threw the hammer, and stunned everybody in the room except Ebondeath. And in that moment, a deep voice heard inside her mind was a soft chuckle. And so here we are. Ma'am is looking around a room of stunned allies with Ebondeath looming over them, a vicious grin on his face. And
So
I think like leading up to that, ma'am, was just completely rageful, threw the hammer, still just like a little overconfident, filled with rage. It returns to her hand and she looks around to see, the result of this attack. And then it just sinks in, the gravity of what she just did. And you see all the rage leave her eyes. And she's just like, stunned herself at her own action.
But you're not mechanically stunned. So that's
I don't think I'm mechanically stunned.
No,
right?
you're not. No,
Okay.
the wielder doesn't get stunned.
But emotionally, ma'am
Emotionally
is
stunned,
is
yeah.
stunned at her own it's that moment of like snapping back into clear-headedness.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, so that is it for ma'am's turn. We move to Thunder, who is unfortunately stunned.
Yeah, I'll stick with that for my turn. Thanks.
Yep. Then we'll move on to Naruk, who is also stunned. Now we've got Mr. Garg. Well, you know what? It would be very helpful
My
if I
legs.
shared these maps with the stream so they know what the hell is going on. Let me do that real quick. Okay. All right. Now the stream knows what's going on. All right. So Garg is. Come on, you guys. Wait for me. Okay.
He got far.
He did get far. I wasn't exactly counting, but he
Yeah.
dashed. All right. So Azos is up, and he is not stunned.
So Nick, can you put me on the ethereal map?
Okay. So you're gonna run, right?
Yes.
You're gonna do the run. Okay.
Well,
I don't really like skipping that process. So.
oh, okay.
All right, and you run up the stairs, your entire 50 feet of movement to get right to that platform on the top of the stairs there.
All right. Moment of truth. I'm gonna go ahead and dash to back up 5 more feet.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cash in 2 sorcery points. Sorry, I unclicked by accident. And then I'm gonna use my inspiration point to get advantage. And I'm going to upcast at a 4th level a guiding bolt.
Okay.
Is it too late to make it a 3rd level?
You haven't cast it yet.
Okay, so a third level, please.
Okay.
So then
Nice.
Yeah.
so then I need I'll need 2 extra d6.
Oh, let's see. Okay.
Do you want me to just throw 2 more d6 after I roll damage?
No, I'll throw it in there. So this is guiding bolt, which is what, first level.
Yep.
Level. And so an extra d6 per.
And the next attack roll made on Ebondeath will be at advantage.
Excellent. And damage, so that's 66 radiant, right?
Yes, please.
And that's 66 radiant. Okay, there you go. And then you have an effect.
I put that on there already.
Okay. You did?
Did that damage go to Ebondeath?
No, I wasn't targeted for some reason. Whoops.
Okay. I will drag it over.
Thank you. I mean, I could just roll it again.
Nope.
I
All
like
right,
that
now
idea.
you have to put the effect on Ebondeath.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No, you got to put it on Ebondeath though.
I'm sorry. I thought I was targeted when you moved the damage over. Sorry.
Nope.
Where's the? Okay, there we go. So. Okay.
Nope. Still didn't do it.
I know. I'm sorry. I got thrown off because it is being weird. But there we go. Effect.
There you go. All right. All right. And that is Mr. Z's turn.
Yes, sir.
No more movement.
I mean, I could move away further, but I take an opportunity attack, and I don't want you to do that.
Okay. Very good.
Or actually, maybe I do, because
Okay. Are you going to or not?
I am.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just move sorry. I'm gonna move just super duper far away over here.
Okay. So as you move, you will indeed be attacked. Ebondeath needs to untarget Nyx. And will attack Zwazos. That is a hit.
Oh wait, sorry.
Oh, you cast shield?
I had the thing hovering over it. I didn't mean to click it until I saw the attack roll. The shield wouldn't help me anyway.
No. It's not really something you would know, though.
Okay.
We'll handle. No, it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to cast it, but we'll have to figure something out in the future.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, and you will take some damage. Ooh. Wow. You needed a 15.
Ah,
Nicely done. All right. And then
blasphemy.
you will run away to the corner. All right. And all right. Now, first off, Chris, I apologize for turning you back into a Quetzalcoatlus. I know it's not your
I was
favorite
gonna
one.
say, why am I the giant bird again?
Because you guys needed to get to the tower fast.
We needed speed.
Well, I ain't gonna say the Quetzal for very long, so it's okay.
I assumed not.
Okay.
Unlucky. Quetzalcoatlus ever.
So I need to get into this tower.
Oh my gosh.
'Cause I can't see my dude.
I just found the closet.
Do I have enough movement speed to get there?
So you have 80 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20. It will take you 25 to get to the door. So that's about a quarter of your movement. What's your and then so 1/4 would be about 10. You'd have 20 left when you got to the door, which is just enough. Yep. So you would have just enough to fly to the tower, change back into Tuabor, and then use the remainder of your speed to get up to the top platform.
Let's do that.
All right.
And then I'm gonna use my other wild shape point to get the hell out of Quetzal form.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't think
it only
yeah.
takes a bonus action. It doesn't take your wild shape
Cool.
option. All right, so you fly over here, use the bonus action, change back into Tuabor, at which point you run up the stairs and get here.
Cool. I'm gonna hit this bitch with sunbeam.
All right.
Oh, sweet.
I've been wanting to use this. Am I targeted on him? I never can tell.
You are, yes.
Why'd I get 2?
She got 2.
Hmm.
He got 2. He's good at resisting magic.
Well, I'm still taking some damage.
He will succeed, but he will still take half damage.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, you know
That's-
what?
Mhm.
Undead have disadvantage on this saving throw, according to the spell, so it would not have had advantage on the save.
so
So,
it dropped a, well, it would have dropped a 13.
what?
It says it dropped to
There's
13.
literally no
Yeah, but it's
slide.
just gonna re-roll. Like, we don't know which of those would have been a single roll, right?
Sure.
I see what you're
I'll
saying.
accept a
but it'd
reroll.
Still be a reroll. All right. What is your save DC? I don't want to do the whole target save thing again. I'm just going to throw a 20
14.
out there. 14. All right. So, and she's got a plus 12.
Ooh,
Yeah. Okay. She's fine. All right. So that is correct. So she takes half that damage, and she is not blinded. But you do.
That would have been.
But it is a concentration spell, so you can keep on doing that.
Ooh, sweet.
Just want to throw
what is it?
that sunbeam effect on yourself so that we know you have it.
Alright, I'll go only as
That is your action, bonus action, and movement.
Wait, what is
The only
Odeath?
effect it has is blinded.
Nope, you want the top effect, sunbeam, see self.
How does one get out of stunned?
Well, in this particular case, we are, wait,
Wait.
in this particular case, creatures are stunned until the beginning of Mam's next turn, or end of Mam's next turn.
The end of
Okay.
Mam's next turn. Yep. Okay. All right. So that was your action, bonus action, movement. I don't think you have anything left.
Say I'm done.
It seems
We
way
will move
too hard.
on, and it will be Ebondeath's turn. What does he want to do? He doesn't like this. He likes that everybody's stunned. That is definitely nice.
Come on, man.
He did not like getting hit. He sees everyone in the room is stunned except Nam, Tuabor, and Swazos.
Bring it, bitch.
Oh no, we'll start playing Thor.
I'm stunningly good looking.
See, who's he gonna hit? Who's he gonna go for? What do we think?
Can I talk shit while I'm hitting him with sunbeam?
Yes, you absolutely can. So that decides that.
Missed you, Chris.
All right. So she's gonna hit a turtle who shows up, hits her with a sunbeam, and starts talking smack to him. But before he does that, he'll look right at Mam, nod his head, thank you, and attack Tuabor.
What did Mam do?
I hate formulas. It's so
Ma'am stunned everybody in the room,
Oh,
aside from the dragon.
nice. Respect.
He got mad when Nyx died.
Right.
It was in good faith.
No,
My,
no.
Fix the power.
Oh,
Well,
okay. Well, you get your
probably
shot.
shouldn't have talked shit, I guess.
Oh, gee. Oh, no. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I mean, if Ebondeath had attacked anybody else, it would have been at advantage. So,
It's true.
Yep.
well, except I guess for Mam.
Yeah, except Mam.
I gotta find me a good wild shape to get into.
All right. Well, he doesn't know that this isn't a great idea for him, so he's going to do it anyway. So after he slashes, he looks across the room and you see him just, and he's going to use his horrifying visage.
Ooh.
Each non-undead creature, so that would just be you guys, that doesn't include the ghosts, have to succeed 60 feet. Yep, so Azos is close enough. Let's see. All right, that is all of our people. You all must succeed on a DC 18 wisdom saving throw. Success, fail, or be frightened. But You ate a hero's feast, so he can go fuck himself.
Totally
Oh,
can go
yeah.
fuck himself.
Get fucked.
Like, and you see him just like,
Can't go fuck
whoa, and
And we're all like, what?
that usually
That
works.
is so scary.
You still a bitch.
And let's see, what is he gonna do now? Oh, he really kind of wants to do that, but not yet. So, and now I'm going to get the stone. And you see him fade and disappear.
At least Chris didn't use up another wild shape again.
Yet. All
'Cause
right.
I was- Oh,
And he is going to take a held attack from Claudia Mater, who was holding her action in case he fucking did that. So she is going to, what are you going to do? You're going to bite? No, you're going to claw him. Yeah, that's going to hit. All right. She'll do some damage. Ah, bitch, where's the stone? Where did you put it? And Augusta's stunned, Ogre's stunned, Aubrey's stunned, and Claudia Mater gets a turn. You'll never find the stone now, Char. You had your chance. And she's going to slash at him. What does she do? I know she's got multi, but what is it? Attacks. 2 claws. Right? That was a hit, right? That's a hit. And so you see her claw at him twice. Wow. You need to cut that shit out. He's not gonna die, is he? I don't think so. Let's find out. Partially resisted. Okay. Seems to be all right. You'll pay for that. All right. Amos is hiding.
yes, Amos is still hiding.
For Nyx. And ma'am.
Okay. How far is it to the stairs?
Let's see. Well, you have to go through some people, which is difficult terrain. So it would be 10.
Could she undo the difficult terrain by flying over them?
You still have to get in the door, so
So
you'd have to. You could fly over the first 2, but you'd have to move through 2 or at least to get in there. So we'll say
Yeah, good luck moving through me.
15, 20 to reach the first step in the stair. 25, 30, 35. It would be 40 movement to step out of the ethereal plane into the tower.
You have I know that everybody will be unstunned when, like, come the end of my turn, right?
Yeah, you know that.
Ma'am just looks at Swazos and says, I gotta go after him.
go.
Rage continues.
I'm sorry. And she just books it.
No. He's
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
All right, so you come out of the door and you see these 2 dragons face to face.
Would I have So, sorry, how much speed did that take me?
40.
40. Am I able to get at Ebondeath from here?
Yes.
Can I just spend like 5 or 10 movement to step out of the way, like get out of the way of the door if others want to come out?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he's right there at the edge. Well, let's see. So there's kind of a wall there. This is not the ethereal plane.
I could also attack and then step away.
Yeah, either way, you'd be fine with that.
Okay.
Say claws a little bit higher.
Get him.
I'm just gonna move her over. We'll move you like so. So you're out of the way.
Okay, cool.
Still able to hit Ebondeath.
All right. I think I'm just gonna attack. Yeah, I just look at him and say, we got unfinished business. And
I'm tired of this. No. No.
Face. Your face is stupid. You have a stupid face.
come on. Target.
He does have a stupid face.
You just need to play by yourself.
That wasn't in character. I was
There
in my
we go. All right, first attack will be my booming blade. Yes.
To hit.
Lovely.
I'll do my extra d6 from Giant's Wrath on this. So extra d6 and and
Fuck. Holy shit.
Oh my god, yes.
Holy fucking shit.
How much better can that little dot get?
No,
Jesus.
enough. Give me the stone. Give me the stone.
no, we ain't finished yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes.
This one's
No. No.
No.
And you see, so your hammer just comes slamming down, and you see it just like hit his form, and then just like his entire form like ripples with the hit. And you just see him look over at Cloglia Mater. You will pay for this. You will pay. And you see him just like shrink and like down to like this like mass of black, and then just disappears.
Okay.
And you see Claw, like her head just like, oh, thank God. She looks down at you, ma'am. Well done.
where I use whatever movement I have left to try and get like back into the ethereal plane to get to them.
Okay.
So he's like that.
So we're out of initiative here. So
Shit.
you can
Can I
run
bring
back.
Nick back to life now?
Yeah. So you run back. You can run back into the ethereal. You get up there, and you get up there just in time to see everyone kind of come out of being stunned and kind of collect themselves.
Whew. I can feel my camel body again.
I'm sorry, but he's dead.
You did what?
Bring it back. Bring it back.
What? All right. Touch Nyx. I
was gonna say I was gonna revivify Nick.
revivify Nyx.
Let's fight over who gets to revivify next.
Can we both revivify same time?
I mean, it would
You want
waste
to.
a spell slot.
Twice the life, baby.
All three of you can do it at the same time if you want.
Yes. Oh my god, do it like the Pokemon movie.
All
You just
three
have all
of
the
you.
Pokemon's tears. Like,
All right, so you rush over. You cast Revivify. You watch as the diamond in your hand disappears, and Nick's eyes open and
yeah. Are you there?
turns to the land of the living.
What? Why am I on the floor? What? Why are you all here? Where's what?
You've been mostly dead all day.
The most important thing is you're here.
I died
Oh yeah. Very
Yeah.
quickly.
quickly.
It was oh yeah. It was
Yeah.
never seen anything like
Yeah.
it before.
Like that. You got snapped.
Yeah.
Time.
Um.
Mm,
Jing.
It's okay. Collect your thoughts.
Yes.
Well, fuck. Well, fuck.
Well fuck. I'm getting the hell out
Oh.
of here.
so the three ghosts there also come to. Where is he? Where'd he go?
Yeah, where's this big old fucking dragon? Wait.
Ma'am took care of it.
Gee, I'm getting out. Whee!
Yeah. Zwazos is gonna head on out to back to the physical plane to talk to Clogny Munner about we heard something about a phylactery.
Yeah.
All I
Everybody-
keep seeing is like somebody going around and around in the You spin me right round, baby.
Oh god,
And
never.
you know, now that like the chaos of battle is kind of gone, you all kind of realize that like on the ethereal plane, you can just like move. You can just will yourself to move in any direction. So like you realize that like the movement of walking is not necessary on this plane.
Yes. I love it.
As Naruk is now realizing, he can
Whoa,
just,
look what I can do.
he can just move and float and
This
Whatever-
is the fastest
whatever
Naruk has
direction.
ever been.
Yes. I feel like a new camel.
Oh my gosh.
yep. And you see Aubrey and Augusta and Ogre just kind of blink out of the ethereal plane.
Well, I guess that's our cue. And then I just try to get up.
Yeah, I'll take it off.
Ma'am is there with a hand.
Yes, just kind of like crawls. And lays right there. This feels dead.
All right, so you've all kind of gathered at the top of the tower here, and you see Claude. She looks exhausted. Like now that you have a chance to really look at her, she's just. Well done, folk band. Well done.
A friggin' folk band.
I'm impressed.
It only costs one of my 9 lives.
And you're back.
Yes.
I'm quite surprised. Quite surprised. Okay.
That all of us lived.
What's that?
That all of us lived. You're surprised by what?
I'm surprised that you all lived. In most timelines, at least 2 of you die.
Oh shit.
Your resilience is truly remarkable.
Hulk Ben never says die.
Very
That's true. You try not to die anyways.
And
Anyway.
you see,
Good things may happen. Yes.
you see her like look, like you see her start to like look down, like in the tower around.
Like statue.
I don't
What are you
suppose
looking
you
at?
let me keep the stone, wherever it may have landed.
Oh yeah.
Landed in the ethereal or landed physically?
Physically, it dropped from the
I-
glass and the power was released.
I just drop it. I start searching everywhere for it.
Yeah, ma'am is yeah.
All right. Anyone else want to look for the stone? No. Okay. So Ma'am and Nyx. That would not be that would be a skill.
Yeah, I was gonna say it depends. I could just like
Oh, that's not.
Oof.
oh god. Oh god.
Oh god.
I mean, it's it's a room. Like there's not much there. And you all you know the stone is it's a fairly good sized stone. It's not like a little pebble that could get lodged in the corner. But you look around and you don't see it.
Where's
We
the stone?
just go through the town.
I only have 1 hit point, so I'm gonna heal real quick. I'm just gonna chug. I think I have a potion of healing still. Hang on.
And so you start to hear the sound of heavy footfalls in the stairwell leading up to the tower room. And in just a few moments, the hulking form of Garg comes bashing through the doorway. Who's it? And he sees Cloggy the Martyr there, and he's like, "Boo!" And he runs towards the dragon.
Ma'am just like puts a hand. Ma'am
Clothesline.
still large, just like puts a hand on his chest.
And he like looks at you.
Don't worry.
Have
kill
Gargan
the
and
dragon.
Ma'am met before?
What was
This
that?
one's all right.
Have Gargan and Ma'am met before?
They met
Not off the
briefly during
battlefield.
on the battlefield, right? We were like,
Hmm.
Garg, and they were like, we know each other. It's like, yes. It was like a really awkward conversation.
That's right. Really quick, really awkward.
He just did kind of come out of nowhere.
I thought we were fighting a different dragon, but you're a green dragon. You're bad. And Cloggy Mater just kind of winks at him sometimes.
Yeah, jury's out on that
Garg.
one.
Oh, Garg, you don't want to fight that.
And he puts the vicious axe on the ground. You see him like put both hands on his knees and oh god.
You're good, bud. You're good.
What's happening here?
Have you seen a red gem?
No.
You
Red
just got
gem?
here. Red.
No. And he
Can
kind
I
of like
look at-
he like looks around. He's like, where would it be?
Here in the ethereal.
Presumably on the floor.
Presumably on the floor. Can I? Would it?
You hear some more stairs. You hear some more footfalls. Some lighter footfalls now coming up the stairs as well.
Can I look again? Can I start like scrambling on the floor, just like looking for? Or is
You
it
can.
really okay?
You
It's
can try
not
one more
here?
time, but the DC is harder.
Oh god.
I
Okay,
could,
it's investigation.
Yeah, so I could do advantage.
Ah!
Never mind. All right.
20?
So you look around, and again, it's a fairly open room. There's not a whole lot of places for things, especially something the size of the ruin stone, to really get tucked into. But you don't find it. You search every little
geez.
nook and cranny in this room, and
Oh wow.
Wow.
you don't see it.
Zwazos will ask Clogly Mater, where's the stone?
Claude doesn't have it. It
Fell from my
dropped.
grasp, and then Ebondeath attacked. didn't have a chance to keep track of it.
Was there anybody else in the room with you?
Just those that were in the tower when the spell collapsed. And then you see Daggalt pop his head in the room.
Did we win?
And he,
Hi.
like you see him like eyeballing the dragon. He's like,
Daggalt,
fighting.
Claude.
and you see his eyes like
Claude,
wide.
Claude, Daggalt. This is Claude. Hi, I say hi.
Daggalt. Foggy Leomater.
Foggy about her.
In the flesh.
Da-da-da.
And he looks at all of you, like his eyes are like wide. Like he looks at all of you, he looks at her like
There is no button here. There's no button.
So there's like blood coming out of my ears and my nose and my eyes.
yeah, you're pretty beat up.
yeah. So I'm just like, Claudia Butter. Like completely unfazed. And then like it's kind of cluing in. Oh, this isn't the dragon we fought. We fought that big old Dracolich. He's dead. Claude, save us. Save. Have you seen the stone? And then just like completely out of it.
Nix, maybe you should sit down for a minute.
And I did. I just swapped out.
So Daggalt says that the stone? What stone? The ruined stone?
Yeah, the stone. Apparently it fell on the floor when the dragons fought each other.
I didn't, and you see him call back. Buford? Yes, sir. Did you find a stone? And you see Buford kind of poke his head out. A stone, sir? The ruined stone, it's missing. No, sir. I didn't see a stone.
Insight.
Perhaps I can play a song.
Is he lying?
But that's missing the stone.
Is Buford the one that's in the tower? Like the one that, or no, that's not the guy that had the picture of Daggalt with the like dark.
No,
marks in it.
that's Has-Yoram.
Okay, anyway, hang on. I'm just gonna see if they're lying.
Right.
20.
He's not fidgeting in any way. He seems like he's.
Yeah, he's normally pretty. So I'm just keeping an eye on that situation.
Could I?
But
I'm inspired to sing a song about how we're looking for the stone. Yes.
Me too.
yeah,
I
I
love
love
this
it.
song.
In times of need, sometimes the song is needed. Where is the stone? Is it away or is it home? I know you don't like my tone. Either if a halfling or a gnome is looking for the stone. We're looking for the stone. Where is the stone? We need the stone. Is it in the ground? Is it in the sky? Is it in the volcano? Is it in a pigsty? In an underslot? Where is the stone?
That was fantastic.
When did
That was
Wood Rain
amazing.
get here?
Naruk gains inspiration.
That song didn't happen to last a minute, did it?
Probably.
For like 45 seconds.
Probably a minute, yeah.
So I said written in the chat, I didn't want to interrupt, but right before that, ma'am opened up her spell book to start studying it.
Yep.
So I'm using the last charge of my spell book to swap out a spell so that I can cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Right.
did the ghost teleport? Not Talabard. The protectors of Leilon. They
The swords of
disappeared.
Leilon? The swords?
Swords of Leilon.
Do I roll a performance check because I wrote the song?
What were you trying to do?
I don't know. I don't really know. But I have a plus 12 in performance, so I was hoping that
I mean,
like charm the pants off.
If there was, I mean, if your goal was to get inspiration, you don't have to roll for that because you definitely got it. But
Oh,
like, if you were trying to
yeah.
like accomplish something, you could roll for that.
Yes. I was trying to. I don't know. I don't even know.
Trying to help find the stone. By
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Ugh.
Whoa.
All right, I drank a lot of coffee and water this morning. I will be right back. I have to go to the bathroom.
That's up to that.
So a 27.
27 of I don't even know. Sorry, I interrupted though. What were you saying? Or before that?
Me or?
Yeah, I think you're talking to Nick about.
Oh, Nick said that he had to go to the bathroom, but I was saying like, I was like, I just want to find the stone, and then I don't know what I was saying. I honestly don't know what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was coming up with a backup character. I think it would be really cool to be able to play it someday.
Yep. So I've been doing.
It's a rogue.
I'm gonna be a ranger. Everyone says rangers suck, so that's why I want to play it.
I love the ranger.
It's hard in 1D&D. That video I sent you, Mario, of the new bard stuff.
Yeah.
There's one on the new ranger stuff too, and rangers are equally as like super duper buffed
Okay.
in 1D&D.
That's probably their response because like everyone kind of hates on the ranger. I don't know why, but
Because it was kind of like the ranger got nerfed heavily during one of the periods of D&D, and so basically they were just like they got to shoot with a bow or stab, and then they had a pet, but it wasn't like a wizard that had a familiar that could do stuff. It was just,
And that's why I went from ranger to druid.
Yes.
I see. Yeah, the new bard is cool though.
Literally, all I would do is hunter's mark somebody, shoot him with an arrow, and then just sit there. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, you
God.
shot him. And we were all like, yeah, you shot him. But like, you were like, I want to do all this stuff. And then as soon as you got like all your druid stuff, you could shape shift, you could call down lightning, you could, so yeah.
Druids seem pretty dope.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Big fan of druids.
So ma'am casts
Uh,
detect magic.
Sorry, I was incorrect. I can't do that because detect magic isn't the right spell school for me to be able to do that. So we'll say I'm just using. I'm sitting down and casting it as a ritual.
Okay. All right. So it takes about 10 minutes. So in that time, both Dagalt and Buford come in the room. And they're both like eyeing Clagliamont or like.
Cloud didn't, she would, don't look at her like that. Again, there's like blood, just like every orifice.
And Dagalt speaks up. He's like, he looks towards Clagliamont. My apologies. You have a reputation. And she kind of smirks a little bit. She's like, yes, I can see how that might be true. I assure you,
Reputation is
no harm.
everything. You know that, Daggone. Reputation is everything. You think if somebody thought she was a softie, that she would get as far as she would have? You think? And they're just like, you're repeating.
And he says, I suppose, but most of her reputation is earned, I believe, not simply. And she kind of she like puffs up. She's a little bit. Thank you.
Well, she hasn't done anything except help.
Well,
Well,
And
good.
you start to hear some commotion
Oh,
from
fuck.
down in the town. The remaining Aarakocra knights are now approaching the tower, and those who look out the it's not hard to look out the tower. The walls are like destroyed. Like it's easy to look down into the town. And you can see there's silver serpents with some remaining guards coming up from the docks. You start to see soldiers flooding out of the house just south of the tower, with one Aarakocra knight flying out the door ahead of them.
Is there a bell I could ring or something?
Yes, right? Because
Do-
there was
do
a lot of
we have
bells,
the
like an
bell?
alarm bell. Michael, we can't hear you if you're.
I was saying I could press the digitate and make the sound of a bell.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Either way. But yeah, there's a maybe. I think they put bells at all the different defensive locations, so I would say there's a large bell there. And you see the soldiers coming out of the town. They look up towards the tower and they all start flooding up towards the tower.
Where I'm just realizing, is the storm giant still there?
So you can look to the north and you don't see the storm giant or the anchorite there any longer.
Oh,
It seems they have made their escape.
okay. So I don't see a body.
No, you definitely don't see a body.
That is very sad.
No. And farther off to the east, you see, probably just a handful at this point, maybe 12 to 15 orcs that seem to have finished off any remaining skeletons and are now exhaustingly trudging their way towards the town. Out in the harbor, you see the Salty Six are now making their way towards the docks on Stormbreaker. You do see the Ship of Bones just kind of staying where it is. It's not anchored or anything, so you do see it's like the bow is kind of turning a little bit, like it's floating untethered. And I think that's everything. And a number of guards around the town start to kind of look around. They don't see any bad, like there's kind of this like tentative, is it over? You got this kind of feel of what now?
So we need to find the stone. Claude, you mentioned a phylactery or some kind. Do we have to worry about Ebondeath coming back?
Likely, yes. It will take him time to regenerate a new spectral form, but I don't think this is the last you've seen of him.
What kind of time you speak of?
I'm not sure. I was but a young dragon when he underwent the ritual to become a lich. I'm not sure how much you all know of that process, but in doing so, he abandoned the pantheon of gods for us dragons. He's on the outside now, no longer considered a dragon. He's not one of us.
So,
and Tiamat has thirsted for his soul for quite some time.
Do we know where the phylactery is?
I have no idea. I would assume it's back across the ocean from whence he came, but I don't know. It could be anywhere.
Fuck that dude. So
I might need to rest soon, man.
Do we have to address and I point out the broken down tower wall at the crowd that is now around the tower.
Yeah. What was the question? What were you asking?
I think Mario was saying something about resting.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just
Oh.
like, I'm like, after that
Yeah.
battle, I'm just like,
Yeah, we're all
I need a
pretty. We're all
drink and
pretty-
some rest,
I got 15 hit points left.
I mean, I'm fine.
Whew.
I had to drink a potion, so I went past that. Hey.
So we,
All right. Yeah.
I guess Plazos will use thaumaturgy to boom his voice to everybody around. Is like, or actually, wait. He'll stop and turn to. Well, Salty's not there, right?
No, he's down. He's down with the
Right.
Salty Six.
So I guess Plazos will turn to Ma'am, who he feels a connection with and knows that she's just plain old smarter than him.
Ma'am is currently casting a ritual.
Right. Crap.
And I stand up on the floor and I waddle over to this.
I'll turn around to my other options for content and just shrug my shoulders.
I waddle up to the broken down wall and I'm like, la, just scream out. The death is dead. Kind of like full of wicked. She's dead.
And a huge like cheer erupts from down below as the soldiers just start like raising their weapons. Yeah! They start chanting, "Folk Ben, folk Ben, folk Ben." And you hear certain voices sound louder than others at times, and you hear names start to be thrown out. Woo, next, Brazos, Brazos. Tuba, tuba. And you see Ogre Ninebeards. You see him make his way over and kind of put a hand on Tuabor's shoulder. I think we've earned some drinks, friend. Care to join me at the bar?
Big facts.
And Aubrey makes his way over to Zuazos. My friend, well done today. You did well.
Yes.
I'm so glad to see you survive this fight.
That's what we do.
With the ruin stone gone and Ebondeath no longer on this plane, I no longer feel tethered to this place. And he looks over at Augusta. What of you? Are you still tethered to? And you see her kind of like have a moment of recognition. Like, I don't. I feel different. And you see Ogre kind of pick his head up. Interesting. I don't feel tied here as well. I think we're free. I think we're finally free of Leilon now that, and he looks at the rest of you. Now that new heroes have arrived.
Oh.
And Aubrey puts a hand on Zuazos' shoulder. Thank you, my friend.
Thank
Have
you.
released us. It feels good to have agency again. To be able to go where we want, do what we will. Perhaps I shall finish my dungeon. It has been some time since I've been able to work on this. I think maybe I will.
You working on a dungeon? I don't understand.
Yes, it is. It was something I was working on way back in the day. Just a little pet project. Just a place to hold items, to hold just my stuff. I collect, and he kind of looks down at
people.
his peculiarities shop. Before this all happened, I had my own place to keep all these wonderful items I have collected. And then once my soul was trapped here, then I started collecting here.
I'd very much like to visit this dungeon.
Oh, that would make my soul very happy if you would come and visit. It is just outside of Waterdeep. I'm sure if you ask around, you'll be able to find it.
I would
But
love
they
to
don't know
visit.
me by this name there. I took this name to be in Leilon, but when you come to Waterdeep and ask for me, ask for Hollister. They will know where to find me.
I will.
I come from a long line of camel merchants, so I am very interested in your goods.
And you see Dagul kind of perk up. Camel merchants.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. I'm not so much long story, but I'm quite alienated from them.
I'm very sorry to hear that. There's a caravan on their way here. We received word from them just a few days ago.
Oh, of camel folk merchants?
Yes. Beaufort. What was the name? What was the name of the group coming up? The Guild of Salator, sir. They're on their way up. They wish to meet with you.
Oh, well, that's rich. Well, tell them that they were once my brothers, but these are my new brothers now and sisters. You don't slight Naruk. God.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Nobody messes with the Humpty Dumpty one.
Yes, that's what they call me. Dumpty one.
Humpty.
No. Are they in town right now?
You have a dance. No, they said they wouldn't be arriving probably for another 10 days.
10 days. I do have a bone to pick with them. I have some questions that have been left unanswered.
Interesting. Well, very well. You're welcome to come to the meeting if you'd like. Obviously, with the work you all have done here, we are in your debt. We owe you a great debt of gratitude.
Yes.
Before we get too far, I just don't want like the crowd to get like too riled up. So I'm just gonna be like, so remember this, the folk band will always be here for you, but you defended Leilon. Go party away from the tower, please. and like try to get them away from the tower so everybody can have their like time here to recover. And then I'm just gonna like waddle back and plop down onto the floor next to man.
And you see Dagul, he kind of gets it, and he turns toward Beaufort and he says, buy us some time, will you, General? Disperse the armies, make sure they have a place to rest. Go find Applause and see if he's willing to open up the casks at Cyrano's sonnet.
They're already open.
And you see him suddenly like his interesting. His little helper Scylla, she was in the tower, wasn't she? Has anyone seen Scylla? And you see Beaufort. She was in the tower, sir. I haven't seen her though. Very
Nick,
well.
How much game time has passed since we lost track of the Ruined Stone?
Not long. So I mean, the whole battle with Ebondeath didn't take very many rounds. It was fairly quick. I mean, at this point, we're 9 minutes from that point. Ma'am's just about to finish casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
When Zwazos hears this, he's just gonna go and start flying a circle around, trying to look for any sign of Scylla.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Oh yay!
Is there any way I can help him? No. Me?
No.
Oh.
I help too.
No, I mean, he's flying. There's no way for you.
I wouldn't be able to help him there.
Yeah. So you do a couple circuits, and you can see the silver serpents. You can see the Tragar and folks up by the northern gate. You also see Master Zyla's making his way towards the tower now. But you don't see any sign of Scylla. At least out in the open.
So I suppose the next thing to do is to just try and like not like announcing over the whole friggin' town, but just like Swasos will kind of swoop down over the congregation of all the soldiers and the orcs and everything like that, and just ask if anybody saw this girl and just give a description moving away from the town.
Okay. The guards and the orcs, none of them have ever met Scylla. You give the description and they're just like, the guards are mostly just like we just got here. Like we haven't seen anything. The orcs, kind of the same thing. We came from east entrance, did not see little girl anywhere.
Yeah. I hoped that with everybody kind of congregating towards Leilon, that somebody moving away from Leilon would be eye-catching to anybody.
Sure.
Who was Scylla connected to? Was she going onto the ship?
I
She was
thought
gonna
Priscilla,
go.
who's the person?
Scylla was working at Cyrano Sonnet with Applause was teaching her swordplay.
Then maybe go to Cyrano Sonnet, since I have the necklace. Cyrano Sonnet.
I need a drink anyway, so yeah.
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 And Degout looks at Buford. Do you think maybe? Well, yeah. Let's head. Do we think Scylla has? Are we worried for her safety?
Safety, but also if she grabbed it because it's pretty, and
You
she's
think she
heard
may have
about it.
grabbed the stone? Oh
I-
shit!
Well, who was else in the room? There was Scylla, there was you, there was Buford, there was Varnock,
Clark.
who was Varnock in Claudia in Varnock form.
And Dagalt's like, okay. Are Varnock and Cogliamata the same person?
No, no.
As he says that, like Varnock walks up behind him. And he comes into the tower. He's like, "Am I who?" And Dagalt is like, and he looks at Varnock and he looks at Claude and he looks at Varnock. Never mind.
No. Clark, you didn't notice? Dragons have polymorph. They could just poof, they could be like you or me. And then I just point to like each person.
Are you? And Claude kind of looks a little abashed. She's like, sorry about that. I figured you wouldn't trust me if I looked like a dragon.
Your eyes gave it away though.
Yeah,
Nobody has pretty green eyes like you.
I always like you, Nix.
I like you. just like really out of it.
I'm gonna take that cat somewhere she can lie down.
Fraternizing with a dragon. Oh.
All right. So, ma'am, you finish casting Detect Magic.
Great.
First of all, the three swords of Leilon have a faint aura around them. You can see Cogliamata has a faint aura around her. And then, there are a large number of magical items in the room currently that all light up and show, signs of magic. You also see the door that is still ajar to the ethereal plane that lights up a little bit with magic. There's a very faint aura of magic around like the pillar that the ruin stone had been on. You can see it's mostly shattered and broken, but you can see a couple of the pieces still give off a very faint aura of magic. Other than that, there's nothing else in the room that lights up.
Boom.
Well, Stone ain't here. We should get a move on while I still got this spell.
Well, the flies weren't off.
Yeah. But I've got 10 minutes with detect magic.
Yeah.
Only
And
two.
wait, how far does detect magic work? Can you like look over the edge of the tower since it's only 30 feet up and still get people in the range of the tower?
Let's
And
see.
Might as well.
you would just barely get the people that are like right at the bottom of the tower.
Oh,
Couldn't you just like walk around the town?
yeah. but we
That's
need
kind
a-
of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
A little patrol.
Does
Uh,
anybody have like specifically detect objects? And then I look at
I wish.
I look at Varnock. Do you
Varnock?
know?
Yeah, Varnock maybe?
Yeah, Barnock, you have locate object.
And you look at him, and he's like, I know the spell, but I don't have it prepared.
Shit. Okay, so wait, but how far does that work? Can you locate it anywhere as long as you?
Is it a ritual?
As long as it's within 1,000 feet.
Shit.
Okay.
And then I pull out the map that we have. So how far is 1,000 feet exactly?
It's like
A long way.
it's definitely more ground than a regular person
Mile?
can cover in 10 minutes.
1 kilometer.
Is that right? 2/3 of a mile.
Well, it'd be a third of a kilometer, roughly.
1,000 feet.
How many feet in a mile?
Oh,
Oh, right.
55, 80.
And
What's
what I mean is if somebody could travel that far of a distance within a day.
Oh, I was way.
Within a day?
Wow, I was.
Yeah, the average person could have gone 1,000 feet in the time that man was casting the ritual easily.
Speaking of which, Ma'am has started coming down the tower at this point to make the most of her 10 minutes with this spell.
Okay, I'm following after Ma'am. I scramble up and get going.
Locate object or ritual?
I don't think so.
You have to have it prepared anyways.
Yep.
Well, no, rituals you don't have to have prepared.
Right.
If you're a wizard.
So it
Wizards.
well, can it be? Hang on. So can it be cast?
No, not as a ritual.
Hmm.
Any way we can cast?
So you get down to the bottom of the tower. I assume you're sticking to the stairwell. You're not like investigating each floor.
No.
Okay. All right. You get down to the bottom of the stairwell. That you don't see anything at the bottom. Like it's kind of the mess hall when you get down to the bottom. There's nothing in there that glows. When you step out onto the walkway below, you see the guards at this point have really formed up, and most of them are Neverwinter soldiers at this point. You can see the livery. They're well trained. They're kind of like lined up on either side of the path. And Daggalt and Buford are both behind you. I'm assuming everyone's heading down the tower, but is there anyone who's staying behind in the tower?
No.
I was following, but I was gonna check each floor.
Okay. All right. So you take a moment on each floor to look around. And I'll just share this map real quick as well, just to remind you what everything looks like. So now that I have uncovered the entire map, you can see the doorway to the ethereal plane is clearly marked on the map. And so you go down to the third floor, and it's kind of the laboratory / study area. You look through there. There are a couple of trinkets. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong person. So there's nobody on that floor. Are you specifically looking for Scylla on each of these floors?
Just looking for humanoid life or life.
Okay,
in
so
general.
you're just
like,
looking to see if there's anyone on any of the floors.
mhm.
Nick, what's this extra thing here in the center bottom of the map?
That is where the ruin stone is. That's their version of the ethereal platform.
Oh, okay.
It's not the version that I chose to use.
Yeah, it's only 4 squares.
Yeah, it's tiny.
That'd be hard to.
Yep, not quite as awesome. So yeah, Nick, so you go through the top floor. You don't find anybody. How hard are you looking in these rooms? Are you searching through the rooms? Or are you just kind of poking your head in to see if anyone's in there?
I'm gonna do like a thorough search in each room on each floor, just because Scylla was trained by a fucking rogue. So now I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna go on each floor and like search the closets, search the hidden spots that I probably found already.
All right. So you'll do an investigation.
Oh no, I won't.
That's the third floor. So you look around on the third floor and like you really kind of feel distracted. You're but you look around, you look under the bed and stuff, but you don't find anyone. You move down to the second floor. And so this is
hell yeah.
awesome. All right, so you go down to the next floor, and this is kind of the garrison and the armory. So you can see this is kind of where the higher leveled soldiers that were in the town prior to the teleportation. This is kind of their barracks. You look through. You find a number of kind of small items. There's a few swords. You look through the armory. There's a lot of weapons available here. The guard room itself, you go through, there's a table, there's some, it's kind of a small kitchen set up. You don't find anything in there. And then in Yoram's office, you go in and it immediately looks to you as if someone has like ransacked this office. So like the drawers have been pulled out of the desk. You see that the big map with Deckalt on the other side is actually laying on the ground, map side up. And looking through here, it looks like almost everything of Haz's is gone. So like all the everything that's left here is mostly like reports. There's that one drawer that's kind of full of like food crumbs, and there's like a quarter bottle of liquor like stashed in there. But like all his stuff is gone. Like you don't find any personal bits of his in there.
I keep forgetting. Did we get rid of him? Did we report him for like?
Nope. He was in town for the assault. And then on the bottom floor.
Oh, hang on. Well, so.
Yep, you can hold on.
Yeah, no. Well, if it was ransacked, I'm just gonna. Does it look like people were searching for something in particular, or they just took all of Haz's? Like, did Haz come in here and take all his stuff, or did somebody take all of Haz's stuff?
Well, you rolled a nat 20 on your investigation.
Yeah.
So, there are like the fact that the reports have been left behind seems to indicate to you that this was probably Haz himself quickly going through and getting all of his stuff. Like he just ripped the drawers open, grabbed his stuff, grabbed everything out of the room he could grab, wasn't worried about not making a mess.
Even like his secret drawer that we found earlier. Let me find the secret drawer. I thought we found something. I thought we found something that I could lift up, and I found. Oh, was that's where the alcohol was? Never mind. Right?
Yeah. It's just there's alcohol in the drawer, in like the bottom drawer. But the only secret thing you found in his room was there's a giant map of Leilon, and on the back of the map is a picture of Deckalt that he uses as a dartboard.
There's way too many suspects. So, am I getting the feeling that the room's gonna was Haz up there when time froze?
You don't know. You didn't see him. You don't know. You're not sure.
So Nick,
I'm gonna go down and do the bottom floor then.
Okay.
That's just leaving a bunch of questions.
So you search down through the bottom floor, and down there's kind of a big kitchen. There's a kind of a nicer room. It looks like it's probably General Beaufort's room. And then there's the entry hall with the big table. And at this point, there are now some guards that are filtering their way in. Dagult and Beaufort have kind of ordered them to take up posts around the tower. And you see there are a few heading up the stairs now. Clearly, they have orders to watch the door to the ethereal plane. But other than that, you don't find anything stashed or any people like hiding in any of these rooms.
Is there somebody in particular that looks like they're in charge of the people in the tower other than Beaufort? Like somebody got left that like higher ranking position or whatever?
But the only person higher ranking than the general is Dagult himself.
No, I meant like, so like Beaufort gave somebody, or like there's whoever the
Sure, yeah.
highest ranking person.
Gotcha. Yeah, so
Left.
you see someone that has, a few more stripes on his officer, and he seems to be, kind of pointing other soldiers in other directions.
I'm sorry, may I interject real quick? I wanted to say that Zwazos is having a realization as the Knights of the Order are approaching, as you had said, Nick.
Okay.
So Zwazos is going to, through the Sending Stone, ask Nyx to do their best to come up with a reasonable approximation of Scylla's likeness with their calligraphy tools. They draw.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
And Zwazos wants to show that to the knights and have them spread out and fan to try and search for her. And has also, if there's time.
Okay. So
I'm
Nyx,
pretty-
as you're searching, you get a message from Zwazos asking for you to draw a picture of Scylla.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a few minutes. I just found something about nothing serious. He just deserted his post, and then I'm just gonna sketch real quick. I'm gonna like sketch while I walk real quick.
There's no concern that has made off with the stone.
I mean, there is, but he's also a chicken, so
Fair enough. Oh yeah, he would have had to go up into the room where Clog was in order to get
yeah.
it, and he
Mhm.
probably.
So I just quickly, the person with the extra stripes, I just quickly go, "Hey, sorry, excuse me," and of course, like I'm a bloody mess, and just like,
And he like sees
hey.
you. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "Are you okay? Do you need
Oh.
anything?"
"Oh, I died, but they revived me. I'm good."
Glad to hear that. Totally.
So this is like a little side thing. It was like put here in charge,
Sergeant Urim.
right? Yeah, Sergeant Urim. I think he deserted his post. Like his whole thing is like ransacked. It looked like he just took his stuff and made off, but left all the reports for you guys. So run that up the chain when you get a chance. But I gotta go make sketches and find somebody real quick. So good luck. And I just like
Very
scurry
well,
off.
thank Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And as you're walking away, you can kind of hear him grabbing a couple soldiers and ordering them to head to Sergeant's quarters and check it out.
That makes sense. As best as I can remember Scylla, I don't know whether I need to make a performance check or something about it, but I'm gonna. Uh-oh. Oh no. Am I
I
lagging?
lost everybody.
We can still hear you.
Oh,
I don't know if
there
you can hear
are.
us.
Okay.
There we go. Hello. Okay, sorry. Everything lagged for a second.
Yeah, you guys were all frozen for a minute. I figured my Wi-Fi had dropped out again.
So after hearing that, it's just like, okay, yeah, I thought that was gonna happen. And then I just like, I'm gonna quickly try to make a sketch. I don't know whether I need to make a performance check or not of Scylla. I thought I already drew one of her because she was the one that was singing at the Wayside Inn, right? I felt like I already had sketches of her, but I can make updated sketches from what I remember from the
Nick,
Soon enough sonnet.
would you allow the help action for Zwazos for him to be like muttering to her through the sending stone? Remember, she had this feature and that feature and so on and so forth.
No,
Fair.
that doesn't help them draw.
That was a pretty strong.
Yeah, it was.
That was a stretch, but it
You
was
know
worth
what?
asking. But,
You know what? It was. That's a creative way to do that. So I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, that'll give
cool.
give them an advantage.
Performance with advantage, or what was it? What did I do with this? It's been so long.
I was just looking at that too.
Well, it's using a tool that Nyx is proficient with, right?
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know if I have that tool.
Is it just a straight 20 plus proficiency plus?
Plus whatever skill you would attribute it to.
I would
That's
figure.
how I usually do.
I would figure dexterity for drawing.
Tools checks.
Dexterity, is that? It's a sleight of hand is dex. I would say dex.
So dex plus.
So plus your proficiency plus dex, so plus 9. So throw d20 with advantage plus 9.
Okay, do advantage.
Or just do you can do a dex save with advantage.
Dex save with it.
Yeah, that'll give you plus 9.
27.
Yeah. So so you hand over the piece of paper and like
the bless wouldn't apply to an ability check.
But so it would still be 23.
Yeah,
still
23.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So you finish this picture and it's it's like a 4K modeling of
and I try to make as many good sketches like that as possible, just so that like groups can go off, like they can look at the really good one but then still have like a kind of decent one to take with them.
Others will like swoop down and like reach through the window at the bottom floor to grab it, and then head up and start showing it to the knights and saying, "Fan out, find this one."
Okay. I mean, it's gonna take a bit for Nyx to get to a place, because Zwazos doesn't just naturally know where they are. Can't just go right to the window where they're standing. So it just takes a minute for them to either make their way out of the tower or run back up to the top of the tower, whichever Nyx wants to do. Out of the tower. All right. Yep. So Nyx makes their way out of the tower as well. So you see them emerge and you see them, kind of waving a piece of paper up at you. So yep, as well as you swoop down, grab a handful of sketches. One of them is like an amazing likeness. The other ones are like really good. And you can pass them out to the Aarakocra. What are you telling them?
I find it amusing when he talks and he's muted.
So Zwazos is telling.
There we go.
Zwazos is telling the knights that the girls Mam's done. So Zwazos is going to just really turn to Mam and say, "Do we not want it getting out that the ruin stone is missing?"
I mean, Mam's down at the bottom of the tower at this point.
Oh, Mam's down at the bottom of the tower. Never mind.
Yeah, they're already on their way out.
Son of a bitch.
They were out of the tower long before Nyx made their way out of the tower because they.
Then I guess Zwazos will turn to Clagmiamater and ask, "Do we not want it getting out that the ruin stone is missing?"
She's like, it's your town.
Yeah. This girl's missing. She might have something very important. Go find her.
Okay, and they're all like in the town. Like, where would she be?
Search your way. Fan out from this spot. This is where she was last seen.
Okay, how far are we looking? How far are we going?
10 minutes walking speed. As far out of the town at 10 minutes walking speed. It can vary, right? If somebody was running.
So as much ground as this girl could cover in 20 minutes, just to be safe.
Okay.
And
you see them all kind of look at each other, and okay.
I think that she would head either to the north or to the west. I don't think she'd head towards the mirror because there was active fighting happening there. And she actually probably wouldn't have headed to the north because the giant was still there theoretically when she took up. So maybe focus. Oh, maybe she might be heading back to the wayside. What do you guys think? Maybe, yeah, just find her if you can. Go search, please.
Okay, we'll cover the area. And you see them lift off into the air and start spreading out in different directions.
So,
All right.
I say
real-
this telepathically to Swazos before I try to before I scare anybody around me. But have we considered that even though Claudia Mother is an ancient dragon or older and has the ability to use the stone, that it might have actually sacrificed somebody? Remember, it deletes people. Have we considered it might have deleted?
One of the things that you heard
Mhm.
is that dragons can use the stone without erasing people from the world.
Right, but
Heard that.
I mean, like, so her choice would be to erase somebody without needing to. I can't see any reason why she would.
no, just
I mean, that would be a pretty chaotic, evil thing to do. It's not because it wouldn't get her in it. Like, it doesn't cost her more to use the stone without sacrificing anybody than it would with sacrificing anybody. At least not as far as I understand.
Yeah, I think you're making some assumptions there.
Am I?
You're
Well-
assuming that she can. You're assuming it's her choice.
No.
And you're assuming that dragons can indeed use it without erasing people.
No, we learned that. That
You learned what?
like an ancient dragon or a Dracolich to be able to use the stone without having to siphon life from someone else.
Yes, you heard that from someone. Yes.
But we don't know that it's true.
But you
So
also
if
made
it
some
is-
I don't
assumptions.
remember where
that-
we heard that from.
You also made some assumptions that she could choose to erase somebody instead. That was also an assumption you were making.
Okay. I mean, so silently, telepathically to Nyx, should I just ask Coglia Mater about this? I mean, probably not. If she'd know if somebody got erased because she used the stone. And if somebody got erased, do they get erased from just physically, or do they get erased from like existence? Like, we wouldn't remember her if this happened to her.
You don't know.
We don't know. Where did we hear
Don't
this
know
from?
how that works.
Eliza?
we heard this from
I think literally everything we've
That I
learned.
had to buck out halfway through the session, and I was trying to listen over the.
yeah, hang on. I have it. I just gotta
I'm pretty sure we learned this from Claudia Mater herself.
well
The master of
You
manipulation.
learned a
No,
little
I-
bit from Varnock as well.
we
Yeah, I
learned a
think
little bit
most
from
of what
Var-
we've learned anyways has all been rumor. Nothing has been presented
Right.
as fact.
Doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Everything about the Ruinstone has been veiled and like nobody knows anything for sure.
hang on. Mission holds the permission to give the information that they have. It was the Moonstone Wizards. Forged in the days of creation, if the warp and flow the time of life itself. If there's enough age in life, that's the only exception. So it would have to be an ancient dragon or a lich or a Draco lich.
Who said it? Where do you get that information?
Mishrin, the person who leads the
Oh,
Moonstone Wizards.
wow.
The Moonstone Wizards, that's what they were called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever uses
But-
the stone is safe, but any other creature could be wiped from existence.
Thank God for Eliza and her note taking.
Oh my God damn. Must have been a good student. Straight A student right there.
Yeah, this has been a good story, Mario, and you've only been here for like the last quarter of it. Like, trust me, so
Yeah.
much has happened.
Fine.
So I just want to check in real quick.
Yeah.
Naruk Tuabor, is there anything specific you guys want to do in this time?
I was just gonna get a drink and rest.
I was gonna say,
Wipes.
I'm gonna just get hammered.
All right.
Yeah.
So 1,200 pounds of folk band are going to go.
Those poor cats.
Exactly.
those
I
poor,
want to
poor
drink this
bartenders.
tavern dry.
um.
And
Yeah.
Ogre challenges you both to a drinking contest.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
Can Ogre get drunk as a ghost?
Oh,
Pretty sure he's immune to the poison condition. Oh, it's not. He is not immune to poison. Oh, he can get drunk. Maybe. I don't know.
That's fun. Wait. So alcohol is like a poison in D&D?
Yeah, if you
That's
drink too
funny.
much, you get poison. You get the poison condition.
Makes sense.
I think that's actually true in real life too.
It is.
You drink too much, you get,
It
you
is
get
essentially,
poison.
that's what it is.
When's the last time we saw someone?
All right. So, ma'am, you know, while this is all kind of going on, you do reach the bottom of the tower with your detect magic on. You know, there's some crowds of soldiers here, and for the most part, nobody really lights up. But you do see that there are a couple of guards that maybe have a trinket or a weapon that glows slightly. From the base of the tower, where are you headed?
I mean, I feel like Cyrano's sonnet.
Okay. All right. So everyone then is heading over to Cyrano's sonnet.
Obviously keeping an eye on things around me.
Absolutely.
You know, soldiers, I don't think that's out of the ordinary for soldiers to have some magical items. If I see just anyone on the street, that might pique my interest.
Okay. Gotta get some peeps. Some peeps is in here. Oh yeah, and he's not there either. I can't wait for you guys to figure that out. All right. So let's see, ma'am. And Thunder, are you doing anything specific? No. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, that is what Tori said.
Oh, we're muted?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you want to start healing people?
yeah, sure.
I mean, I'll just, like, we're out of combat. If you're muting yourself so you don't tell other people what to do, you don't have to do that. or I don't know if maybe you're muting yourself for another reason.
Well, no, yeah, we
got
just-
two children
We got the
here.
children, and so we don't want it to.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean, like, Zwazos is tense, and like, I was just thinking how I wished I had thought to say before Tuabor and the roof took off that maybe before they did, they might want to do like a mass cure wounds or something so that we can not be so banged up just in case something shows up in the next 2 hours of this session that we still have.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
Or
Because I was
maybe.
gonna say
Yeah,
Learn how to heal yourself.
Didn't you have cure wounds or something like that, or did you swap that out?
I don't remember. I think the only healing spell. Yeah, because the reason I was so torn between a warlock level and a sorcerer level last time is because the only healing spell I have is mass healing word, which only does a D4.
But can you do like
That's
can you
not
do
quite
like
as
a spell slot
The
above? Like,
D4 plus 5.
All right, all
but
right.
can you do it like a level up?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all set. Once the battle's over, the healers will come over and
Okay.
give a little love. A lot of them are really kind of low on energy / spell slots. but for the most part, they're able to come over and give you guys some serious healing. So we'll do. Oh, and Garg's feeling much better too. Garg needs a drink. All right, let's see. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right. Everyone else seems to be kind of okay now.
Had Garg been met Naruk before the battle too?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so maybe Garg heads over to the Cyrano Sonnet to hang out and meet the new folk band member.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how I connect with people.
Everyone is headed over to Cyrano's Sonnet here. I'm just trying to put all the tokens on the map.
I mean, let's
like everybody's there.
I mean, we deserve a little bit of a celebration here. Come on. I mean, this
indeed
this was a good victory.
It's just going to take a minute for me to let me just go ahead and I don't know if I've done that yet, but let me share the map here.
Ma'am, I will buy you a couple drinks because you definitely pulled through in the end and freaking
he actually
whooped Ebondeath's ass. So.
I appreciate that, Naruk, but
you don't drink.
I think I'm all set for tonight. I got some things to think about.
Fair enough. It's been a long day.
But another time.
This one's to you then. I buy a shot or something.
So Nasha. Fuck. Okay, all right. That's fine. It's fine. You just have to put 75 million people on this map. That's all. That's fine. Got some.
I think it's.
I didn't make it though.
So
he's gonna make it. He's gonna be there.
So Cloglimot is still there, right?
Yes.
Okay. If I'm not going to step on anything else that somebody's doing right now, Zwazos would want to turn to Cloglimot and ask, so what do we do now?
You ask me? I'm just here to make sure the stone doesn't fall into Ebondeath's hands. And seems that we've done that.
So you don't care if the stone falls into somebody's hands, just not Ebondeath's.
Well, there were a number of futures I would have preferred to avoided. Perhaps if we have time, we can chat more about it. And you see her form just like start to like shrink.
No, we've got time. I'm not going anywhere. Wait.
Hang on. She's not going anywhere.
Okay.
You come to the tavern.
I didn't really prepare.
Yeah, pretty way. Go around.
Really prepare anything. What do I got? What do we got?
Can Cloglimot come into the tavern with us?
Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing.
Just don't step on.
Oh, that'll work. Okay, that'll work.
So you can take over.
We could probably find some decent packages. Or sorry, packages like generic.
So you see Claw polymorph into a human form. And she polymorphed into a female woman's form, with kind of like, if Naruk was there, he might recognize kind of a Middle Eastern type look to her. No, I don't know why. Camel, Middle East, just where I went.
Yeah.
So I think I got everybody on the map here. All right. Who's not here yet? Let's see. Zwazos hasn't arrived yet, and Nyx have not arrived yet. Everyone else, I believe, is on the map. Is that right? Can you all see the map? Cyrano Sonnet?
I mean, I can see the map.
Up there.
Okay, you can see it. All right.
You're there, Mario. You're in one of the bedrooms, number 6.
Bedroom number 6. I'm not.
I mean, I see you.
Never.
Oh, there's 2 numbers. Okay, yeah, no, I'm there.
I don't see Naruk on this map.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
But I'm going to the bar. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
There we go. Who am I missing? I feel like I'm missing people. Who's not here? Oh, I know who I'm missing. I am still missing. I'm missing Lord Daggalt.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see Dangle, but I can't really tell because the cursor is not doing the thing it normally does, where it puts a little label when I hover over tokens.
Yeah, because they don't have. They're just tokens.
Ah,
Yeah, I suppose that's not helpful, but I didn't create NPCs for all these people. Okay. All right. So Zwazos and Nix, are you also making your way to Cyrano Sonnet, or do you have other things you want to do?
what's Quaglia Mater doing?
Claudia Matters, she's just like, she shape changed into a human, and she looks at you and says, it seems like everyone's heading to the Sonnet. Shall we join them?
Yeah, I mean, Zwazos wants to stay wherever Quaglia Mater is and hope to get as much help from her as he can get in figuring out what the best strategy is to find the stone. We have to find the stone. That's
I go to find, I think, Marigold, but know where they would be.
After healing the bunch of you, she's also headed to Cyrano Sonnet.
Okay. So if I hear that she went over to Cyrano Sonnet, I am going to go there.
All right, and where is Nick? Boop. Go ahead and put you Cyrano Sonnet, hanging out with
All of them, yes. I just, once I get there, I just kind of like subtly tap Marigold's shoulder.
Oh, Nix, hello.
Hi.
How are things? You don't look so
There's still blood all over me. Don't worry about it. Hypothetically speaking, if we were looking for an object, do you know how to find it? If like just not without eyes, like with magic.
I know wizards have a spell that can locate objects. Could always ask my deity for help.
Like you know how to like eye on an object.
you have a
An object? I don't. What are you looking for? What's being very vague.
Oh yeah, there's there's something missing, and I just didn't know, and I just didn't know whether the person. This has been about 10 minutes, so I think they could have gotten far enough away out of the range of certain things. So we were just trying to
12
find
cleric level. So
Something.
I mean, the 1 in 10 shot.
And I look around and I just look at her. I'm like, the reason why we got into this mess in the first place.
Do you want to?
She doesn't know anything about the ruined stone.
Oh, good. And I was like, yeah, the thing that caused the mess in the first place is oh. And I look over at ma'am.
I'm sorry. Could you reshare the sonnet map again? I canceled it out by accident. Thank you.
Yeah, when ma'am got in here, does she see anything that would stand out to her with detect magic?
There are a few items around the sonnet that are magical in nature. The actual the burning lamps on the walls are all magical. Typically there's a sword hung over the bar, but that sword is currently on Plaza's hip at the moment. That shines very brightly. And of course with the people that are now in the sonnet, most of them get some type of a magical aura. The dwarves not so much, but you know, all the healers, the wizards, those people that look like were rats are no longer in rat form. But I don't have tokens for them, so I'm going to show them like that. They give off a faint glow themselves, as well as Master Zyla.
Okay, but everything can kind of be accounted for, like, on a person, or like if it's some sort of trinket like the lamps. I can see what is. I guess I'm
Nothing seems
trying to.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every place where you see an aura, you can kind of identify that that's
Right.
you know, not a ruin stone.
Okay.
Each of the items. Yeah.
Go
ahead.
So as Nyx leans over to Mam leans over to Nyx and says, I'm not seeing any sign of the stone here. Getting a little concerned.
Have we even seen Silent?
Nope.
I can try to
So-
divine intervention.
So the last two people to enter the Cyrano sonnet are a human woman dressed in outsider clothing and Zuazos. Zuazos really was the only person that witnessed Claw transform into this woman. So the rest of you don't recognize this woman whatsoever. And you see more than a few like glances at like, oh, I wonder who that is. As
Do they have bright
enter
green eyes?
with Zuazos. This person does have bright green eyes.
So I know who
many
they
of
are.
many of you have a pretty good idea of who that might be.
I'd
Right?
imagine Mam would also see a similar aura around this person that she
Yes.
saw around.
Yes, and the aura is much bigger than the person standing there. So like you get this kind of like this dissonance of like
Mhm.
that's a very huge not person. And as she walks in, she kind of looks around, and Zuazos is right behind her. And she kind of makes eyes at each of the folk band members, as well as Dagult. And you see her kind of walk over and whisper something to him. And then she turns to Zuazos and says, perhaps there's a private place where we can talk.
I mean, Applause has a long history with. I mean, Zwassos has a long history with Applause. Has been here many times. Would he know of a back room or something that they could go?
Yeah, there's a larger guest room to the south. This room
Okay.
number 7.
Okay.
Where you're reasonable that there's, and you ask, you know, Applause, can we use the back room? You know, and he's like, oh yeah, of course. Has anyone seen Scylla? I'm a little.
That's what we were looking for.
Was she hurt? Is she okay?
We've been trying to find her. We thought she was cute.
Oh no. Well,
Do you know where she would have gone?
I think she was in the tower. I hope she's
You
all
know
right.
any hiding spots that she had around town? Places she might go?
I mean, the number of still unfinished buildings in this town, your guess is as good as mine. She's been getting very good at hiding too. I mean, I hope that's the case. I hope she's hiding. I'm sure we'll see her soon. Logolas, would you mind bringing? Oh, okay. You've had a few. I'll bring some drinks in for you all. Just anything specific you'd like?
Water.
Wine, ale,
Just
whiskey.
really cold water.
Vodka.
Water.
And so she starts getting ready. You see Daggolt. Yes, let us talk. And you see General Beaufort get up, and he's like, General,
You're walking
please,
on.
wait here. And he
So we're
kind of
going
stands up. Zwazos, Nix, Ma'am, Tuabor, Naruk, Varnok. And he looks at Claudia Mater and, ma'am, I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. Claire. You can call me Claire.
Claire.
That's pretty.
Yes.
Aw.
Please, with us if you would. I'd be happy to. And he kind of leads the way.
Did
Nix is already there because they're still.
Yeah.
Who else? Who we got?
As soon as Nick turned, we were going to the back room. They just walked over, and they did. On the way by, I just pat Marigold's shoulder and I said, "Never mind. I think we're figuring it out. Thank you, though." And then just so that she doesn't worry or talks about it, you know.
Very good, very good. Let me know if you all need anything.
Lie down on the
Yes,
bed.
absolutely. I'll need to be buying potions from you soon. Okay, and I just waddle off.
anything that looks like that?
We know who I don't know who I didn't put in here who definitely would be here.
I mean, it's a long shot, but can I try that divine intervention?
You certainly can.
Certainly could try.
See, I'm assuming that it's probably best if we find that, like,
Yeah.
it's about, I'm asking about the stone, not necessarily her.
Yeah, you're asking. Yeah, we're asking it to help us find the ruin stone.
All right, fingers crossed, everybody.
Yeah, we need lower than 11.
That's not gonna
That's
do
not
it.
going to do it.
Nope, talking to myself.
All right, what is this an ability? Divine intervention. To intervene.
How do you throw D100?
You just click the last die there in the row
Oh,
and drag it.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah, you get the feeling that your deity has already intervened on your behalf today.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, like direct.
Yeah, direct.
Is Zyla gonna be with us, Master Zyla?
He kind of watches as you all make your way into the room, and he kind of does the like, am I invited?
And I just like kind of like wave him over.
All right. And you see Dagalt's kind of his eyes kind of like raise as Master Zyla enters the room. Can we help you?
This is Master Zyla. He's mine. I didn't mean it like that.
He smiles at Nexus. We have known each other for a very long time. If my presence is not welcome here, I will certainly leave. I don't know how much help I can give to this situation, but
He knows pretty much everything about what the situation that's going on, including the big ass dragon that we just bought, Dracolich that we just bought. Also, we had to find the phylactery. And Nix is still out of it, so it's just kind of like trying to have a filter and failing.
I don't think I grabbed everyone's correct tokens here. Yep, not grab Naruk's token. Sorry, I'm just realizing that I didn't pull people's actual tokens here. Swazos. Okay, all right, now I think we're good. All right. So Dagalt just kind of looks over everyone, and first of all, thank you. On behalf of Leilon and the Sword Coast, thank you, folk band. What you did here today was nothing less than a miracle. Words aside, I was not hopeful we would survive this day. Two armies arriving together, and then being attacked by some type of spectral dragon. I can't thank you enough. I hope when we're done here, you will come back to Neverwinter and visit. I have I would like to throw a gala in your honor, perhaps introduce you to some of the nobles of the area. And I think the Lord's Alliance would like to offer you membership, although I assume there will be many factions looking for your support. The world owes you a debt of gratitude, and I will do my part to see that they pay that debt to you in whatever way you see fit. The world is open to you at this point, and any help that I can be, I'm happy to give. I'm not sure. I don't. As much as I hate to say this, I don't. It seems as though Leilon may not need your protection much longer now that we can teleport soldiers between Neverwinter and here in Leilon. I think the presence that we need is here. I will happily pay you your next month's wages as thanks. As like I said, please visit Neverwinter, and there's more I can offer you. I would be happy to have you join us. Now, I understand that the ruin stone is still missing. This is a major problem, and we have to figure this out. You seem to be looking for Scylla. Do we feel that she's taken the stone, or do we feel she somehow fell victim to the stone? What's the consensus?
I mean, it doesn't seem like the kind of thing that girl would do. We've never gotten a sign from her that she'd make off with some super powerful thing. The only thing we have to go on is that it's missing, and so is she.
What if it wasn't her?
Who else might it have been? Who could?
We know there are other people who wanted that stone.
There are many ways of changing one's appearance magically.
Who's missing?
How's Yoram the leftist post? Scylla's missing.
Sergeant Yoram. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, no, I went down and searched through. He took all his stuff and left everything else. It was a mess.
Interesting. You think he's cleared out? You think he left? You.
To be honest, I think it's for your best. I think it's in your best interest that he left. And I kind of look around and I'm like, just so you know, he was a bit of a coward in certain circumstances. And then he also had a poster of you with stab marks in it. Not sure if you knew about that one.
Stab marks. Yeah.
So I think it's in the best interest that he cleared out, but I also don't know whether he knew about the stone. Kaz was there about the stone, wasn't he? He was there when we had Galio.
Has anyone seen Galio? He was held here in the sonnet when this all broke out.
Oh shit. I haven't seen Galio.
Oh no.
And what about the other Moonstone wizards that were with Varna?
Yes, Drenell and they are here in the sonnet.
Uh-huh.
So it's just Galio.
Scylla and Haz.
So there are a few people still missing. I just saw, just as we were coming in here, I did see Griselda entering. There are a few more town officials that I haven't seen yet, but no reason to believe that they're necessarily missing. I would expect Sergeant Yoram to have shown by this point, or at least to take orders. So it seems as though Galio, Sergeant Yoram, and perhaps Scylla all seem to be missing from where we might expect them to be.
Question is, did they run away or were they subject to the stone? And then I look over to Claire.
Yes.
So the Moonstone Wizards, and I flip over my notebook. The Moonstone Wizards told us.
Moonstone wizard. Yes, yes.
They told us that stone, if used by an ancient powerful being like a dragon or a dracolich, or somebody with enough life and enough power, that it wouldn't wipe people from existence. Now, seeing as we remember Scylla and Galio and Has, I'm assuming that they're not being wiped from existence, but that is assuming.
That is an assumption. But yes, I used the power of the stone, but I did not activate the stone. So it would not
Oh,
have wiped
shit.
anyone from existence. And if someone of my power were to activate the stone, it would draw from my life force. Though it would not be enough to kill me. That is why we immense life force creatures have the ability to use the stone. It steals our own life force from us rather than stealing that of another's.
Okay, so it wasn't activated, you only used the power? It's power.
Correct. It drew some power off it. Did not want to activate it.
And you didn't see what happened to it
I
after
didn't.
it fell
When
from
the
your hand.
spell- No, when the spell was broken, it fell from my grasp. And before I had a chance to, honestly, I know better than to pick it up again. That future doesn't end well. So I let it lie. But then Ebondeath showed up and my attention was elsewhere.
You spied on people before. You spied on people before.
Indeed.
What do you need?
So
what
can you do it again?
How can we? Do you know? And then I pull.
I need a crystal ball. Does anybody have one here? I have them in my lab, but
Oh,
and she looks down. She's like, I did not have any pockets at the time to bring with.
wait,
Varna?
wait. I actually might.
Varnox, I do have one. It's in my house. It would take me just a moment to get it.
One.
Go.
All right, I'll be back. And you see him rush out.
Of course, my shit's frozen.
So it's gonna take him just a couple minutes if you guys want to film.
Okay.
2 minutes.
I mean,
What
before
do they
all
have
this-
in common? What do those three have in common? Is there anything in common other that we were aware of?
between Scylla, Galio, and Has,
Yeah.
Way I see it.
two out
Scylla
of
probably. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't saying anything pertinent. Go ahead.
Way I see it. I wouldn't be surprised if Scylla got spooked and went and hid somewhere. This there, Yoram,
Yeah.
seems like he booked it too. Gallia. That's the one I'm concerned
Wait, my
I
time is Clarence.
I kind of prop myself up from the bed, I'm just, can someone just summarize everything that was talked about just now? I need the TLDR.
So right. Okay. So starting from where?
Oh my god. All right, so Priscilla, Galio, and who's the third person?
Scylla, Galio, and Has Yoram.
Okay. We're
So
looking
Scylla
for
was the
three of
young
them.
Scylla was the young halfling that you found at the Wayside Inn who was heading towards Leilon, presumably to become a fisherman. And then got
Who's in the
here,
tower.
met the Claws, and instead decided to become a roguish rapscallion. And then Hasyoram is the sergeant who is in charge of the town under Gazelda. Total D-bag, definitely not the bravest soul in the world. And then Galileo was the wizard in charge of the town. He's a moonstone wizard. He was in charge of rebuilding the planar beacon. And you all told him about the ruin stone, and he became fascinated with it. And then he touched it, breaking the planar beacon, and kind of leading the armies towards Leilon. He was taken into custody. His spell components were taken from him, and he was threatened with excommunication from the Moonstone Wizards. And then he was left in the Cyrano Sonnet when the battle broke out.
We have not seen him.
You've not seen him.
Was there somebody left watching him that we know of?
Not when the battle broke out, no.
Because the other two Moonstones went to help Varnock figure out why the teleportation circle wasn't working. When the battle broke out, I think the guards just ran for the tower. Everyone ran to position. And
He was
Galileo
left in handcuffs, which I'm pretty sure.
He was left tied up here in the sonnet.
Why did Scylla end up in the tower?
Scylla was there with everyone else. That was kind of the defensive position. Applause and Logolus.
Okay.
And they were all in the tower, and then Logolus and Applause were sent down to help you all at the northern gates.
So would Ma'am, like, I remember Ma'am specifically went to the tower with them. Could she kind of think back and remember, like, you know, Scylla coming with Applause and Logolus, and then like them going to the tower together? Just trying to think like back through her memory, like, is there a time that like Scylla wasn't there, you know, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so you do remember Scylla coming to the tower. Let's see. Let's do a history check. Let's give you an opportunity. Oh, I don't have the right name on that map either, do I? No, I don't. See, my bad. Okay, now you're on the right map. Let's see what Ma'am remembers. Okay, that's pretty good. Yep. So yeah, you remember Scylla coming to the tower with you and Applause and Logolus. You remember being a little surprised with her bravery, like her willingness to kind of be there. From what you all remember, she was just a very young girl when you first met her, which was not that long ago, and that, you know, she gained skills under Applause. And gained those skills a lot faster than you've seen from most. You know, with a 24, like, you're really recalling everything you can about your time with Scylla. And as you start to think about all the little things that happen with, like, you're starting to get this idea that she may not have been the young girl that you thought. Like, when you think back to all the instances where she interacted, like, she didn't act like a naive young girl very often. You're even wondering back to when you first met her. What was her true purpose for being at the Wayside Inn?
Is Ma'am having an epiphany right now? Perhaps?
Yeah, so I think as Ma'am thinks about that, she'll kind of, any of y'all think about, Phil was kind of strange for a regular girl.
Oh yeah, she was just a halfling. She was probably older.
But she told us she was just a girl. Why would she lie? She picked up skills real fast. faster than younglings I've seen.
I just assumed she was running away. That was on me. I always thought that she was running away from something. Like, why would a kid run away? You know? So, like,
Should we bring Applause into this conversation to see if Applause has anything to add based on the extensive amount of time that Applause spent with her?
Yeah, if somebody wants to go.
Probably
Actually,
not a bad
and at that moment, Applause enters the room with a tray of drinks.
Oh,
yay, applause. Hey.
Hello.
Good time.
Excellent, excellent.
I'm not even.
Yes, enjoy, enjoy.
No, we actually have some questions.
Questions for me?
Yes, questions for you.
Can I
It's
answer?
about Scylla. And then I look at ma'am.
Scylla?
Mhm.
Yes. What about her? What a darling person.
Yeah, you
Quick.
never noticed anything out of the ordinary about her?
Everything about her is out of the ordinary. I mean, for such a young halfling, she was brave. She was funny. She's very intelligent. She took to everything that I taught her as if she already knew it. I mean, really, she's quite the friendly rapscallion.
She ever talk about anything strange?
Talk about anything strange. I mean, we talked about everything. She wouldn't really talk about her history, her past, though. Something that she always seemed to shy away from. But she asked a lot of questions about all of you. She always seemed to be very interested. She asked a lot of questions about Merkel as well as the undead. She seemed to have quite an interest in them. Who's got what's the skill? Who's got religion? Who's
I do.
proficient with
Hang on.
religion?
Let me see if I do. I thought I did.
oh, whoops.
Religion?
Religion.
Thunder probably has religion.
I have religion.
Yeah, I have religion.
What's your modifier?
+5.
A +5 as well.
Yeah,
And then
So-
Naruk, you're half proficient in everything, right?
+3.
Jack of all trades.
I keep
Yeah, I
thinking
know.
it's, I always think it's wisdom because
A +3.
All right.
All right.
Roll religion.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what I want for a DC. Uh-oh, Michael disconnected. Oh, you reconnected. Okay.
yeah, we're coming back.
All right. All right, I'm gonna throw this out there.
Can Thunder do the help action?
Why did I get a roll for Thunder?
You did?
Magic.
But I mean, you didn't get your own.
We got kicked.
because you're disconnected. That's why. Because you're an NPC until you get back into Fantasy Ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, 22 is good. We'll see if anyone else caught that wording.
Fuck. Merkel and the undead. Yes.
Now, Rook, you've got a roll to hit.
Oh, sorry.
You don't catch it. Do you want me to roll for you, Tori?
No, we're like, I mean, I guess, yeah, we're
Yeah,
just,
go ahead.
Just about. So you just.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
we're having a lag issue, but other than that,
I'll wait. I want you to roll your own one.
All
I
right.
mean, well, I mean, at this point, Nick's caught it. So.
Okay.
All right. So Nick, you like you get this little tingle of recognition from something Applause said, and you're kind of like, what? And then it hits you. The friendly rapscallion. The name for the god Brandabaris.
Fuck.
Okay.
Scylla's
Galleon. Okay, so the god, what's their name?
It is the god Brando Baris, which you don't know a lot about, but you do know that this god is the master of stealth, the irrepressible scamp. Is most often worshipped by Lightfoot halflings. Is a trickster god, and is one of the directly opposing gods to Merkel, the god of death.
Directly opposing.
Okay.
That's no wonder applause like there's some.
I mean, that's better than somebody who works closely with Merkel, the god of death, who was backing Leilon and Ebondeath.
Yeah.
So Varna comes back in with the crystal ball.
Yeah, we're gonna need that still. So
Did I miss something?
we're just finding out that Scylla might have been just a god in disguise. Don't worry about it.
Anywho.
And then I just look at Claire, who I really think people already know is Claude by this point.
Yeah, everyone in the room knows who this is. Yeah. At this point.
So
Yep.
I just turn and I'm like, so bets on if Galio has the stone or the god that has been tricking us since they got here.
And Claw kind of tips her head, and I'm not sure Scylla's a god.
Or
Perhaps she worships that god. Perhaps she's working for that god, but I didn't seem like
so working for that god.
would be a god.
No. So, is it possible to scry for an object?
That's what I was wondering. But I think it's easier to scry on a person, right?
I don't believe so. Scrying, let's see. You can see and hear a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you.
Okay.
Not an object, but a person. You can only scry on a person.
Is Claire, are you capable of scrying for both Galio and Scylla? Like, do you have the ability to do that?
Separately, but yes, I have the ability. I can see if I can find them.
Who do we start with? I think Scylla's the best option. She was the one at the top of the tower where the rune stone was. We have no idea where Galio went. We have no reason to think that he got to the top of the tower. Claire, you would have noticed if some random wizard had come into the room while you were there. Yes?
What's the question?
I was wondering if Claudia feels confident that they would have noticed if Galio had come into the room while they were there. Like while she was.
So. Unless he was invisible or something.
We have no reason to think that Galio's been to the top of the tower since we lost track of the ruin stone. So let's start with Scylla.
Is that what you all would like for me to do?
Please.
I think we should start with Scylla. Yeah, we had the first instinct to start with her.
Okay. And she kind of holds her hand out towards Varnock and the crystal ball. Takes it. Okay, I'm gonna get this back, right? She kind of just like raises an eyebrow at him. Really?
No. Oh.
So you see her take a moment. I don't know how long of a moment. Okay, so you see her take 10 minutes.
Okay.
Starts peering into the crystal ball. Blah 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 blah.
We're just like chit chatting, right?
Yep. What is it? is her? Interesting. She is opposing me. Would not have thought her so difficult to scry on. Interesting.
What does it take to impede a scrying?
It just takes a bit of wisdom. One must be able to. Yeah. It's a wisdom save. Interesting. Well, give me a few more moments. I can try again. Shall I try the other one? This
Yeah, try Galio in the meantime.
Galio, right?
Yeah.
I've scried on him before. Oh, yes, he's not quite as clever. Yes, he is. He's in a forest. He's no longer here. It's hard to tell exactly where, but he's moving. And she kind of like squints her eyes based on. He seems to be heading south, but he's not in the Mere of Dead Men. He must be on the fringes of it if he's heading south. But he's running.
Can you tell what he has on him? Anything we have to worry about?
I'm sorry, what?
Can you tell if he has anything on him? Anything we have to worry about? Spell components or the stone or something?
I mean, I can't look inside his pockets, but he's not carrying any pouches or anything on his hands that I can see. Seems to be.
So we couldn't do Scylla. Galio's running. What about Has?
I mean, I think it's a better idea to use the next 10 minutes to try scrying Scylla again and hope she doesn't do as well.
Okay.
Oh,
I'd agree with Scylla again.
so, all right, let me try. Just do it one time, right? Okay. You can choose a location also. Just a person with a location. All right, so she is going to try scrying Scylla again. Interesting. This one's clever. Oh, wait, no, they. Interesting. It seems as though she could have avoided me, but she's allowed. Oh, very. Yes. Scylla says hello.
Can I just say pause like hi?
She knows I'm scrying on her.
Where is he?
Interesting. And I can't see what she's carrying, but the fact that she knows I'm scrying is interesting. Oh,
Where?
Oh, wait. What is she's saying something?
Back?
Okay. Yes, Scylla says hello. She was sent by Brandibarius to spy on Merkel. That's when you found her in the Wayside Inn. She apologizes for taking the stone.
Fucking hell.
But she couldn't let it fall into the wrong hands. Oh, well, that's interesting. Oh, she has no plans to use the stone, but wants to keep it hidden. She
Hidden?
hopes she runs into you again in the future.
Hidden where?
We can't communicate back to her.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
She's
Shit.
just speaking out loud because she knows that Claw can hear it.
Right. Okay.
Yes, I can't pass any messages to her, but yes, well, interesting. She's
So
going to do some traveling. And she says to message her if you ever need a decision changed.
A decision.
I believe she's offering to use the rune stone for you if you ever need it.
I
I'm
mean,
not sure I would recommend doing that.
No.
How nice of her.
Can you
Both
tell
can-
where she is?
where is she?
She was in the forest. I couldn't tell where, but she's headed north. And she just ended the communication. I can't see her anymore.
How long has it been since I sent the Arakakra?
15 minutes-ish, maybe 20.
Okay, so presumably long enough for them to have gone 20 minutes walking distance outward and made their way back to report to me.
No, that would be 40 minutes if they went 20 minutes out and 20 minutes back, right? 20 and 20 would be 40.
But they'd be flying, wouldn't they?
Yes.
You
So
sent them out 20 minutes and 20 minutes back.
Well, I mean, I sent them out 20 minutes of like the average humanize walking distance is what I was trying to do, but
Okay. Yeah,
Cool,
sure.
well-
They're coming back now. Yep.
Great.
You have no idea that they're coming back because you're sitting in a room, but yeah, sure,
Right.
they're coming back now.
I mean, I'd have some idea that they were coming back at some point in time because like what in my mind, the role play of what's happening here is Wazos is realizing how long it's been since the Arakakra have been gone and thinking they might be back yet.
Okay.
I'll run outside, fly up, look around. I see them coming.
Yep. You see them all flying back to the tower.
Perfect. I'll fly over to the tower and tell them to go in a search pattern northward. We've gotten word that she went north.
Okay.
And to
I touch her necklace. Is this worth it?
find her, yes.
She's
I mean-
gonna hide it.
She's in the forest.
So, oh, yeah. So, I mean, do I understand, like, table talk, Eliza, do I understand that you think that to let her keep the ruined stone hidden is what we
It's
should
a
do?
god that is actively against the gods we've been fighting.
Is this the consensus?
We're just wasting time at this point.
I mean,
I mean, I'll ask the question, Michael. What are you gonna do if you find her?
I mean, did we have a plan before the world turned to shit? Because we had the stone on us before the armies approached, and we were coming up with some kind of a plan. Did we with
We
it?
were gonna keep it on us, or we were gonna keep it with the Swords of Iron to protect it. But
We just don't want it in
If
the
ever-
wrong hands.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because that can.
So, I mean, I guess a trickster god isn't the worst. Is better than Merkel. Great,
Yes.
okay.
cool. So we'll just check Ruined Stone off of our to-do list. I love it.
So-
We'll keep
so
it in the
what's
back of
Mazos
our
doing?
mind.
Huh?
Are you sending the Arakakra after her in a search pattern to the north?
No, he's asking them to come back to the inn. I'm assuming they didn't find anything.
They did not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
They said they
Come back.
one of them said that they did see some robed human running to the east.
To the east.
But they
That's
didn't
not where we
Uh,
saw Galio running. Galio was headed south.
Yeah, Gallia was headed to the mirror.
Gallia was headed
Oh,
south.
Has is heading east.
Well,
He said a rogue woman.
A rogue person, a human, right?
I thought you said a rogue woman.
what? No, robed.
Oh, rogue.
Rogue.
Wearing robes.
Fine.
Would that be
Wazos will tell the knights to come back to the tavern and to have a drink and celebrate.
robes? Rose. That's not Galio. Galio's south, right? Heading south.
Yeah, so we can assume he probably has.
Galio was headed south when he was scryed on.
And then he was running.
He was near
He
the
had-
near.
He had to head east. If you head south from Leilon, you'd go swimming. So
Yeah.
you have to kind of go east to get around the water and then south. Like
Yeah.
like the road goes southeast.
Okay, so he's headed southeast.
Stretching. Sorry.
You get the impression that he was headed east to get to the woods and then he's headed south.
Okay, so Waterdeep probably. Further.
Something.
Um,
There aren't many options from Leilon other than Neverwinter or Waterdeep.
um, so we know who has it.
I don't love it.
I know you don't. I know you don't. But what
But I
were we
don't
gonna
know.
do?
I don't know.
We had it
Objects
on
that
us in
powerful
almost.
shouldn't exist.
Then we need to find a way to destroy it. But it's part of creation.
Yes, it's a piece of God. How do you destroy a god? This is Claire.
Haven't,
I mean, we
haven't
As far as
gods
I
been
know, it
destroyed
cannot
before?
be destroyed.
I mean, I guess, ma'am, I don't like it either, but even if we could get the stone back, what would we do with it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Man. I died. You guys got me back, but we almost died. I mean, you heard God.
No, I know.
In our
That
future.
we don't got a better option. I just don't like it.
Well, we're
I
with you.
know.
then.
I don't like it either. A piece of creation that was found that could change any decision and change anybody's futures and potentially erase people is definitely way too powerful to be here. But we just don't have another place to put it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Let's do it.
I think you all should go find the stone and give it to me. Make a powerful ally, and I would owe you one for sure.
As much as I have learned to trust you, I'm not quite sure. That puts a target on your back.
Understood.
And you told us ourselves that if you picked it up off the floor, that it wasn't going to be a good future for you or anybody else. So why would we give it to you now?
Well, I didn't pick it up off the floor, did I?
Yeah, but think about the
Well, that
future.
future's averted.
Yeah, but what about if you get it back again? I can't tell whether Justin is laughing or what is happening over there.
I only saw one future where you gave me the stone, and well, it's a future I would like to live in, but I can understand if that's not the path we'll take. I'm just happy that Blix didn't get it and Ularin didn't get it, or Ebondeath.
Well,
Those would have been unpleasant futures.
Have you seen this future? Where Scylla takes it?
No, I did not know Scylla would take it. In most of the futures, you end up with it. But that has its own pitfalls.
When you say you mean the folk band?
I mean the folk band, yes.
What sort of pit?
Nyx ends up with the stone, to be honest with you, but
What sort of
we didn't
pitfall?
go through that timeline.
I think it's best not to know that sort of thing.
I wouldn't tell you anything that I can't tell you. Futures are a strange thing. As soon as you tell someone a future, it can't exist. Something about paradoxal intent.
Your face is a paradoxical image.
Yeah.
Oh, you're very clever.
Well, I gotta be honest. If you couldn't see this ending, I guess that makes it a little bit more comforting that maybe others didn't see it coming either.
Well, clearly, Ebondeath didn't see any of this coming, and I don't know why. He was one of the best at this. I think he's distracted, but no matter. It worked out well for us.
Plus, his face was stupid.
Distracted by what?
What?
Exactly.
That's an excellent question. I don't know if it. I mean, if I were him, I would have been focused on the ruin stone, but perhaps he has other things.
Oh, I thought you meant just he was distracted by a hammer in his face.
That could have been. That could have been.
Where did Llama go?
Lahamaruntos?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to her, but from what I know of her, she was not in a good place mentally or emotionally, even before this all happened. I suppose I'm not surprised she fled when given the chance. Not sure how weak she would have been either. I suspect she's probably gone home.
To the temple.
I would assume so. But and she looks down. She looks over at Master Zyla. I suppose Master Zyla will be the first to know that if you head back. We shall
Good.
see. There are still some monks at the temple, and I'm sure they will take care of her if she arrives. I feel bad, but I am glad that she survived this. She deserves some rest. She deserves to gather herself and perhaps take some time and recover. And then who knows, maybe the scaly eyes will be back in this area now that she is free from the alkali.
I hope so.
And something you noticed, Nix, about Master Zyla. A
Uh-huh.
lot of the bandaging on Master Zyla was damaged. You know, there are a number of places where the bandages no longer cover him. And you're a little bit surprised to see skin, to see like human skin and not fur underneath those bandages.
Some kind of a shifter.
You had fur earlier.
Zyla looks over at you and he kind of smiles. You noticed that, did you? That is part of the reason why I wears these bandages.
What's
I
that?
suppose the gig is up. And for you, Nix, I suppose it's time for you to know. It is the reason I made such friends with the folks I met on the way here. The were-rats. We share a common ailment. I have the lycanthropy. I am a were-tiger. It is something, and he looks around the room, it is something I like to keep private. If you would please keep this to yourselves.
Keep it to themselves.
Thank you. I appreciate your discretion.
We'll keep it quiet, but just know that's dope as hell.
It has come in handy more than once, I will say that.
I know a thing or two about hairy transformations.
Indeed. I've seen you grow large and small. You have some skills. It is impressive.
Thank you.
So, what next?
All right. So, Is there any other kind of narrative, role play, anything anyone wants to kind of handle in this moment? I think.
Ma'am has to have a conversation with Claw. I know that.
Okay. You want to play that out now?
Does anyone else have anything else they wanted to talk about in that moment?
I don't want to
Ma'am
talk
also-
about anything,
Who?
but no joke, I really want to fight ma'am.
I mean, Nick did say that one of our potential like on an off week we could do some PvP.
I would fucking love to do that.
I
Awesome.
think that'd be very fun.
I don't know how well I did.
Do some tag team shit.
Oh my
Make it
god, yeah.
happen.
Ooh, yeah.
Be awesome. Split the party. Do some 2-on-2, 3-on-3 action.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah.
it. Love it.
Can you do that? Like,
All right.
that can be done, right?
So we'll have this conversation, Justin. What I just want to say is that that's the module. The module's officially over. Like, we have made it all the way through, and there's no more module related events for me to throw at you. So we have reached the finale conclusion of these items. I'll say more, but I want to have this conversation real quick between Coagulate Mater and Ma'am, if that's okay with everyone else, and then we can talk about what's next.
Cool.
All right. So where are you? Where's Ma'am? All right. So he's gonna come over here. Ma'am's gonna come. Okay. So Claw can kind of see that Ma'am's attention maybe is focused on her a little bit more
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah,
in
I
the
think.
room.
Yeah.
And so she, at some point, when she kind of looks around and she sees everyone's just kind of, processing the day's events, kind of figuring out where to go from here. And she eyes Ma'am and kind of does the like, Ma'am, you seem like you've got something to say. Perhaps we should talk.
Yeah, I think we should.
I feel I owe you some answers.
We agree. So, before this all went down, you said you knew some more about my clan, Prima Genus. You weren't entirely honest at first. So what's the
was not.
truth?
My apologies for not being completely honest, but I hope you understand that there were some futures I was hoping to avoid. I'll be completely honest. Many years ago, I had a vision of the ruined stone, and I knew its potential. I knew what it was. And ever since it was lost following the spell plague, I've been trying to find it. Ultimately, I'd like to have it for myself for fairly obvious reasons. But really, I wanted it out of the grasp of Merkel or Talos. And in order to do that, I had to find someone else. A different champion. Originally, I thought it might have been the Silver Serpents. They were doing some good in the region. But then you arrived. I watched you for not a short amount of time. I saw what you did for Garg. I watched him blossom from the fated prince to the now ruling king, which was completely in your doing. I'm impressed.
Well, that was a bit before my time.
That's fair.
But I see your point.
The problem is I don't know who, but someone in the Moonstone wizards knows of the stone and knew where it was. I don't know who, but I do know that Gallia would have found the stone, with or without your help. And he would have given it to the Moonstone Wizards, ushering in the age of humans, which is not a good timeline for anyone who isn't human. If I hadn't given Nyx the information about Master Zyla, it ultimately would have been me hosting Ebondeath's spirit and not Lahama Runtos. I feel a little bit bad about setting her up like that, but had it been my body, Ebondeath would have gotten the shard. And we would be in the age of death now. I could have just destroyed Ularn's hordes or attacked Blix directly. However, if either of those had happened, Blix would have used my appearance to rally the giants to his cause. And an army of giants is not a good thing here on the East Coast, on the Sword Coast. He would have received the stone and ushered in the Age of Storms. A giant escaped, didn't it?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that could result in the breaking of the Ordning. That's unfortunate, but not something to worry about now.
All right, we'll come back to that.
Yes, but the lie that I told you was a partial truth. I've seen your people. It's a fascinating group of people, the Luxodon race. They entered an agreement with giants long ago. The giants having the only physical bodies capable of overpowering the Luxodon. And their agreement was simple. The Luxodon provided guards while the giants provided protection. Unfortunately, the giants have taken advantage of that agreement. And the Luxodon, being a honorable race, won't break their agreement even in the face of abuse. This has led them to really be scattered across the continent as the giants use this agreement to separate them so that they cannot group together. I never got his name, but there is a single Luxodon who learned of the where are you? There was a single Luxodon who believes the amulet of the twins is the answer. It's the first time I've ever heard of such an object, but it is apparently a Luxodon religious artifact.
Would ma'am know of this?
I think so. I think I had to do a roll, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know how much ma'am shares with everyone else, but the ma'am knows that this is kind of like a legend. This is like a Luxodon.
Oh, right. This is the Earth Shaper and Earth Shaker, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And that the amulet of the twins was basically a symbol of leadership with the original tribe of the Luxodon. And that over the years, the amulet was lost, causing the original tribe of Luxodon to splinter and become many tribes. And, you know, over the course of millennia, like you become separate tribes rather than a single group of Luxodon. And the legend being that Earthshaper and Earthshaker, the twins that created the Luxodon race, basically the gods that created the race, instill the bearer of the Amulet of Twins with basically the power of rulership, and that the legend goes that only the one worthy of the twins can find the amulet and therefore become the ruler of all Luxodon. Claude doesn't explain this. Claude doesn't even necessarily know all this, but Ma'am knows this legend. But Claude says, you know, one of your people whose name I don't know, I never learned, seems to believe that this amulet is not just legend, and sent a small group out into the world to find it. The idea being is that if they can bring the Luxodon back into a cohesive race, they can throw off the chains of this bargain and get their identity back and no longer really kind of be slaves to this bargain that they made so long ago.
Ma'am glances down at the giant's rune engraved in both her necklace and her hammer. She says, yeah, I know about that agreement. Well, do you know that's all you know, huh?
It's most of what I know. Where did I write this shit down? Can't find it. Shit. I don't know where I wrote it down. Oh, here we go. All right. I gave you riddles before. I can give you more information. There were 4 Luxodons sent out to find the amulet. I've watched each of them for a short amount of time. One of them is north, past the spine of the world, in the frozen tundras of the 10 Towns. There's a tower they seek to enter. They believe there may be more information in this tower. Another is south. Is this gonna nope. Hang on, I gotta get a map of Faerun here. All right, here we go. Give me the map. One was seen surrounded by dunes in the desert, and this is the desert of Kalimshan. Another, last I saw, was on a ship headed north towards Waterdeep. And the fourth was held captive in some type of menagerie. And from everything that I saw, I believe they're on Chult. I did not see their destination.
Well, I appreciate the information.
There's one more that might have more information. The one who sent your people on this journey. Don't know his name, but he serves as a bodyguard for King Hecaton, who is the king of the giants. He is the storm giant that rules. And the storm giants are at the top of the pecking order of all giants.
King who?
That what's that?
I just needed the repeat of the name. King who?
King Hecaton. Hecaton.
Wouldn't be related to the breaking or something you said about that storm giant. The one who got away?
Yes. What was the question?
You mentioned something breaking?
Yes, it could lead to the breaking of the ordning. The ordning is the, I guess, pecking order of the giants. The hill giants being the lowest, the stone giants below them, the frost giants and the fire giants, and the cloud giants all being in the same level, but the storm giants rule all. But if that's the storm giant that escaped has the potential to cause this ordning to break. It's complicated. Butterfly's wings and all.
Or it was storm, fire, cloud.
Yep. Storm giants are at the top. Fire, cloud, and frost giants together, then stone, then hill.
Okay. Thank you.
It's kind of their pantheon, if you will.
And what happens when it breaks?
Chaos. Then all the giants can do whatever they wish. They'll no longer listen to the storm giants. Who knows what could happen, but I suspect war. I suspect the giants would try to carve kingdoms for themselves out of the world. And the dragons may or may not be there to rebuff them. Ancient enemies and all.
Yeah. Old grudges die hard and all that.
Indeed.
Well, sounds like we got our work cut out for us then.
Perhaps. Who knows? Maybe you'll live long, happy lives, spending the golds you've earned here. But I suspect not. You don't seem the type to wish to retire.
I thought I retired 300 years ago. Believe me, it gets boring.
Yeah. Those of us who live long enough know what long life means. Boredom. Everlasting and eternal boredom. So it's nice to have a little excitement in the world.
Well, again, I appreciate the information. But
You've earned it.
one suggestion for you.
Yes.
I think if you take a lesson away from this whole thing, just don't rely on those visions too much. All right. Ma'am just winks and kind of goes over to sit by Nex.
Fair enough. Well,
Okay.
you all seem like you've got some drinking to do. I think perhaps would be a good time for me to slip out.
Talk to you later, Claude.
I'll be in touch, I'm sure.
Yes, please.
And she slipped out the back door.
Yep.
All right. And with that, drinks and music and singing and revelations going on all over the town. The soldiers are happy. Everyone's cheering and smiling. And, you know, Dagolt again offers you to join him in Neverwinter for a proper celebration of the saving of Leilon. He will make arrangements to pay you a final payment on your protection of Leilon. So,
Yeah.
that being said, is there anything anyone else wants to ask or talk about in the moment, or shall we talk about what comes? Michael.
How much experience did we get?
Question.
Probably enough to level up. Yep. And we'll once you rest, I did download an extension that anytime I add an encounter to the combat tracker, it automatically adds it to the party sheet, and then whenever I long rest you, it automatically gives you any experience you've earned. So
Cool.
the experience is pretty much automated at this point. But I am fairly certain that you all have gotten enough experience to level up again.
Yeah, just because if we were going to level, we'd want to be able to be prepared for that before next session. That's the reason I bring it up.
Okay. So let's talk about said next session.
Yeah.
Michael seems to be assuming that you're going to continue on your characters and therefore level up. From everything that I've seen, it sounds like that's everyone's desire to continue this group. What was everyone thinking?
There's so much shit we can do.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I own a lot of the official D&D modules. I own a lot of them. There's maybe 3 or 4 that I have never actually purchased, aside from the newer ones, but kind of the old classic ones. I teased basically every single one of those modules at some point in this adventure. So if you all decide that there's a specific module you want to play, I probably teased it at some point, and there's a hook to get you there. That being said, I know I've asked this question. Well, let's go back to, is there anyone who does not want to continue playing the folk band? Is there anyone who would prefer to start over?
Things I like the folk band.
Okay.
This has been a really fun campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fun. But no, I mean, I do want to explore other characters at the same time. I think we talked about this last session, like how we can do that.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, we could definitely pull that off too. So.
Well, I mean, I
was just gonna say that, Nick, you had mentioned the idea of running games weekly, and then just, when it wasn't a place where we could move forward in the story, doing something different. I can't be there next week, so
that's fine. Yep. Okay. What I would like, and we can kind of decide this or whatever. I kind of like the idea of every other week being a campaign week, and then the middle weeks being kind of a one-shot type thing. And I say that only because I feel like people can plan for every other week better, and I would like as many players on a campaign day as possible. But also, now that we're kind of past the end game here, it's not strictly necessary that everyone be there for a campaign session. So, I mean, I like the idea of playing every week. I know in the survey, almost all of you shared the exact same thing, which is, yes, the schedule works for me, but I would like to play more often. So, I think we talked last time about this kind of every week thing. And if those who are there decide that we want to play the campaign, we'll play the campaign. If those that are there want to play a one-shot, we'll play a one-shot. Any feedback on that?
I mean,
idea.
is it worth it to continue the system of the poll? So that way we know in advance, that only 3 or 4 of us can make it that day, and that we are going to do a one shot so that we can be prepared with another character.
That would be helpful for me. The sooner I know we're running a one shot, the better I can plan for said one shot. Whether that be the Friday before and the check-in, or if we want to, maybe if Eliza doesn't mind doing it. And I always look at you, Eliza, because I don't know how to do a poll. I'm sure it's fairly easy, but if you don't mind,
I don't mind.
continue to lean on you for that. Maybe the poll every week is, who's going to make it? Are we doing a campaign or a one shot? And I also want to make very clear that if everyone is there and you all decide to do a one shot, that's fine. Like, we can do whatever. Like if everyone's there, that doesn't necessarily mean we're running the campaign. I really want this to kind of be fluid. I want this to be kind of an open possibility. So to Mario's point, if we continue the folk band, people are welcome. It's kind of like how Justin did with Salty and Ma'am. People are welcome to create new characters to continue with the folk band. One of the stipulations when we started this, which was your all stipulation, was that the folk band be animal folk. I don't know if that's necessary. That was really kind of something you all decided. Didn't make any difference to me.
It was just a fun idea. It was just
Yeah.
Okay, so you all would be fine if someone created a new character that was not an animal folk. Am I hearing that right?
Like a gnomish arcane trickster.
Gnomish arcane trickster, if you wanted. Yep.
Y'all laugh
Look
like
at
I'm
that.
joking. I am
Yeah.
real serious.
No, we laugh because we know you're not joking.
Yeah. We laugh because we absolutely know we're about to have a Nomus Arcane Trickster on our
Oh my god.
If we decide to make a new character, are we staying the same level that we are now?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
level
that's
11
something
arcane trickster.
Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
I
I
don't
like
wanna
it.
deal with, is having some characters be lower level than others, and like I don't want to deal with that. So everyone will always be the same level, regardless of how often you play certain characters. Same kind of with the former characters that have become NPCs. For the most part, you probably won't be seeing them as often. NPCs are fun and all, but I don't like bogging up combat with a whole lot of NPC action.
Yeah.
That's kind of outside of the group. So I generally won't be doing that. One of the things that my DM does on Thursdays that I'm probably going to adopt is that if we're in the middle of a fight and somebody doesn't show, their character's just not going to participate. Like I'm not going to run the character anymore. They're just not going to participate. They will just like get sick and not feel well. Like they'll follow the group in case that person comes back, and then we won't have to have this weird like narrative reason why so and so just showed up. They won't participate in combat or things like that.
And I do want to bring this up again. There is a guy who's interested in joining the campaign.
Okay. Does this person currently play D&D?
No.
How passionate do you think this person is about D&D?
He seems to. It's hard to tell. I don't know him that well. I kind of like met him. He's like into. He kind of reminds me of like me in a way. Like I didn't get into D&D until really late, but I kind of see that he is very interested, passionate. I couldn't tell you. I don't know him personally that well. But
did he ask you to join this group, or did you ask him if he was interested in joining?
I asked him.
Okay.
Because we got on the topic.
So here's the reason why I'm asking these questions. I'm going to be completely honest about it. This is a very high level group, and somebody just starting D&D, starting with a high level character, could take a really long time to get up to speed.
Well, maybe it's worth it doing something like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
when I brought it up with him, we were much lower level. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a different.
So for me, I'm happy having players. We do have a lot of players in this group, and the more people play, the harder it is to kind of balance encounters.
Maybe for one shots, maybe if he joins like a one.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Like
Okay.
this would probably be better for this person to join us for some one shots.
Okay.
And then
I think it's perfect actually.
Once they're comfortable with Dungeons and Dragons, fantasy grounds, like everything, if this person's watching D&D videos and stuff and like is totally into it and is just like, I love this, I want to do this, this is, they'll pick up speed a lot faster.
I told him to buy the player's handbook. He's been reading it, but you still have to play it. What?
Did he actually buy it?
I think so. He said he's been reading. I don't know if it's reading online.
Okay, all right, cool.
But he's reading. But I mean, the thing is, you have to like play the game really to like.
Yeah. But to me, if he spent money on it, that means like he's really interested. This isn't just like, yeah, sure, I'll play a board game with you. Why not? I'll try it out. But more of a yeah, I want to do this.
So Nick, is it maybe worth thinking about? Because something I thought about earlier when you were bringing up the idea of the one shots is that you would maybe tell